Let's do a microphone check. Does the microphone work? Oh god, I have to actually watch the stream.
Why? Why you gotta watch the stream?
Because the microphone, I don't know if it works.
Oh.
Somebody tell us if we're working. So what do you think of my projector screen purchase?
Whatever.
Oh, come on. You know you like it. It's actually the Stuart Greyhawk. Very, very nice screen.
Your microphone works, by the way.
Excellent.
Might need to turn it up just a tad.
Just a tad?
Yeah.
Okay. Three decibels. So I tried that E7 audience out in the field today from Unify.
Oh, you did that at the church?
Yeah. That thing is that's pretty
beast.
It's a beast. It goes very far. Not as far as like the directional campus. The campus is way farther, but in a cone, it's pretty big. It's like a football field size.
And it could take just 1,000 people at once. Well, it's like 1,200 or something like that.
1,500 people.
1,500? Yeah, it's a lot. The thing is a beast. Might need to turn it up just a tad.
Hey, Spartacus.
Just a tad. Yeah.
All right, we got it. I got it. We're good. I kind of have a headache thing going on today, so I don't know how exciting I'm going to be. I know I'm normally as energetic as a wet fish that's on land, but yeah, today might be a little bit more like a dry fish on land. There we go. I also got a notice from Rode. They said our Rodecaster Pro is out of date now. I bought this last year.
It happens.
And I watched a guy that for the Extreme Noir Max, I watched his critique of it. He sees rainbows, so I'm a little worried about that. I guess he gets pretty bad rainbow effect.
I guess that's better than seeing dead people.
Well, it's the DLP projectors, like the Sony I've got, the LCOS Sony doesn't do that because there's native panels.
I see dead people.
Well, I can watch that movie on that, I guess, but he's got a completely blacked out theater.
Okay.
I know you don't care. I'm telling you anyways.
I want to talk about my thing. I'm just going to completely ignore you.
That's right.
Because you don't know what movie that is.
That's the little boy that said that, isn't it?
It is a little boy.
Yeah, I remember that.
The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember the whole part of that movie, though.
I see dead people. That was a good movie. But you can only watch it once, because after the reveal is revealed, it's like, it's like the whole reason you watch the movie.
Isn't that one where, like, he prevents or discovers some murder mystery or something like that? Like, they guide him to what happened?
Yeah. He's dead. He's a ghost, and the boy sees ghosts. He sees dead people, and the boy has to, like, help the ghost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
So he was helping Bruce discover that he was actually dead. That Donnie Wahlberg shot him in the beginning of the film, and he died from it.
I've been told there are worse things than death.
I suppose there's constant severe pain.
Yeah, like pancreatitis going nonstop. That's no way to live.
24/7, not being able to sleep. Yeah, drive you crazy.
It did. It was not fun. I got my weight back though. Got my strength almost back.
And here I'm trying to cut weight. I'm able to jump and stuff now, so it's good. Doing
How high up can you
deadlifts.
jump?
I don't know. I guess I could get out a yardstick and jump and try it.
You should do that. Put that on YouTube. Like, when we're not investing, this is what Brian does with his time. Look, I can do 6 inches now.
I start out like bunny hops, just not leaving the floor, and then move my way up. So I'm getting up
play
there.
hockey this Christmas.
Yeah, that next month. Well, actually, I guess in a few days, I should be able to go an actual skate now, like forward. No hockey movements, just easy tooling around the rink.
So I can't imagine you could hockey stop like that, or even drag your foot.
Maybe, yeah, I don't drag my foot.
Yeah, to slow down.
You don't do that.
You don't drag your foot when you ice skate?
Not like
How do you
with
slow down
rollerblades.
then? Do you just like run into somebody?
No, it's hockey stop.
Not all the time though. Like you don't. Do you hockey stop like when you're grabbing the puck and you gotta like get out of somebody's way?
Yeah, but I don't exactly drag my foot that way. It's usually the other way. Usually I'll take my... So you got this. When you hockey stop, you do that, right? Cut in. But when you go to stop, you just put your front foot out in front and just shave the ice.
What you gotta
And
do
then-
is you gotta be more
then turn.
visual with that description.
Like I can bring the camera out and show you.
This is Stocks with Brian and Tom, but really we're gonna show you how to hockey stop. I drag my foot. I don't unless I have to like stop really quickly. I don't hockey stop.
Well, you could do it in a way where you slide more than you just cut in,
Yeah,
so it slows you down. Yeah.
it's called making a snow cone. Making a snow cone.
But I drag your foot when you're rollerblading, but that doesn't work as well in ice.
Matt is
Judo
listening
chop.
while mowing the lawn. Matt, do you have a tractor? Because that's the best way to mow a lawn, especially with a cab. We'll see. He's probably not going to be able to respond anyways. Like, it's going to take him
Nope.
4 hours to cut the grass. His wife's going to be like, "What's taking so long?" Now, I'm texting.
I gotta stop every 5 minutes to text.
Yeah, we'll see. This thing, this projector I'm getting, I'm going to go right back to that. I guess it ships on the 8th. So I hope
Oh, you
I'm not
bought one.
disappointed. I can still return it, so I'm gonna try it. We're gonna see. I'm really skeptical that it's gonna be better than the Sony, but all the hype says it will be. So we'll find out.
I still say you should wait, but it's your money, man.
The screen was a good one. Screen's a good deal. Got that
Okay.
like $10,000 off.
Jeez.
So yeah, think about that. That's the discount. It's 170 inches CinemaScope, so it should be nice and big. And Bluey will still be 16:9, but the rest will be massive, which is
All right.
not viewable on the Sony. I don't have enough brightness. Brian's ready. I think we're ready. Everybody ready? We counted down for 10 minutes. Kissimmee lawns are too small to even turn a tractor around on. I will be done in 15 minutes. You could be done in 2 if you had a tractor. You just
Just two
park
swipes.
over it and turn it on, go forward, and then turn it off, and you're done.
Yeah. Or you don't even have to turn around. Just go forward and then go backwards, then go forwards and backwards, and you're done.
I'm gonna be trying that next week. We're gonna see.
All right.
All right, so we bought some stocks last week.
It's Friday,
Yeah, and it's Friday. We're
the
we're here.
29th.
I have a pretty bad headache, so if I sound like I'm off, Brian's going to do all the talking for me.
Sure.
We did make some stock purchases. Our income is up to 388.
We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, I'd like to get to 400 because that's what when we get to 400, probably what we're going to have to do is go back to if there is a census of some kind of whatever the leftover household income is. We need to take that data and find out whatever the leftover income is, and then throw that as our next goal. Because if we do the census and we find out that like the average person only has $50 left over, we're gonna stick to the 400.
No, it'll probably be like 500, and we won't. We're not there anymore.
Yeah, we'll never get there. Like it'll always be just out of reach.
Spend more money, people.
It's
Have less
like
left over.
It's like my love life. It's never there. No, this is where we're at portfolio wise, about 157 ish. Today's kind of a flat ish, downish day. We're up 280% over 2 years. That's been kind of the normal. I would expect as the portfolio grows that this will kind of taper off a bit, but for now, that's it. Annual performance, because that's what we have in our title, is we went up.
It went up.
All right, so
almost 20%.
yeah, this is not including dividend checks. Our dividend yield is about 4.5%. So this is closer to 25%. I'm going to round and just say 20% because I don't think it's a fair assessment to assume that like we should be posting, oh yeah, we did 30%. And then next week the market takes a dump when we're at -5. It's like, oh, now we're at 39%. No, like it's, so we're
There
trying
needs
to
to be
keep,
an average in there.
yeah, it should be, it's actually, we're better than 20%, but we're just trying to keep it more realistic in case something happens. Outside of the annualized growth of the principal and the stock sales that we've had, we've gained $52,000 of just profit since September of 2023. And this is really depressing to me because every time I make profit, I do things like buy things like tractors and projectors and benefits and company things for people.
Not from this account, you don't.
No. So from this account, this is all like just kind of sitting there and I'm watching it.
Buddy.
But that's not bad. I mean, 52 grand in a couple of years. Is that 2 years? 2.5 years?
2.5, yeah. How are
not bad.
people not excited about this?
That, I don't know. That
We,
to me,
we should have thousands and thousands of viewers just excited about this.
So that's a very good segue, Brian. You did an awesome job. I like this because this is what I think they're excited about.
Micron.
First, yeah, Micron.
$1 trillion.
I complain about this every week. I'm going to complain about it again this week. In fact, right now, when you go to social media and you're looking at stocks and finance and you want to know what the next big stock is, you jump onto YouTube or whatever and you check to see what you think the best play is. Motley Fool will come out with an article and it'll tell you the best stock that's going to go up 10,000% and you can make money right now is NVIDIA or Micron. This is the next NVIDIA. And everybody jumps in.
Crazy. I looked at that because I had Micron for a couple years back in 2017. And I think I bought it for like $18.
Oh, they're like 1,000 now.
Yeah. And like, this is another one of those ones where like you keep them forever for a reason. It's up 60 or 68,000% from when I bought it. But I sold it. I sold it for a profit. I mean, I doubled or tripled my money, but kind of like with AMD at the same time. But man, you kick yourself. You think you should have kept it, but
That's the point Brian's making is what I want everybody to understand when you're looking at those articles, you don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow. When Brian bought this in 2017, did you have any idea what would happen in 2020?
No, had no
Nobody knew.
idea.
Nobody
I
knew.
didn't even know, like back then, AI wasn't like a huge household name, right? It was
It was auto
just
text.
it was large data models back then, right? And they've been around for decades, and it wasn't anything new, but it wasn't like taking the whole economy at storm, And Micron was just they made RAM and DRAM or NAND, yeah, right. It says right in the article, uh, which to their credit, it's a cyclical industry. They make a lot of RAM. They make a lot of uh, little NVMe hard drives and stuff, and it flood the market. The price goes down. They lose money. People buy it. There's a supply and demand shortage. Price goes up. It's very cyclical that way, and that's the way I saw it. But
So you're
I
saying
mean,
they rammed those profits in there?
they rammed it right in your profit hole. But yeah, if I would have known, if you could have foresaw the
I'm
AI
surprised you
boom,
laughed.
yeah, I'm down with that. I'm feeling it too, Tom. But man, if I would have known that the AI boom was going to do what it did, I would have kept it. I probably would have bought a lot more and retired sooner. 60,000%
That's the
profit.
thing about the market is when
You
you
don't
read
know.
these investment books like Intelligent Investor and Think and Grow Rich and all the other ones that are out there, they will tell you, especially like if you look at any of the 401ks, like your average return should be maybe 6%, maybe 8%, and that's about the average.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is that when you go to Motley Fool or Seeking Alpha, and we got an affiliate link for Seeking Alpha, or any of the places down below where they talk about these 10,000% returns, they don't tell you that when you buy that stock, I'm going to pull up like Intel here as an example, and it goes up that much, in order for you to sell it when it goes through those massive amounts of gains, somebody else has to be willing to buy it. And if it's not the person, it's the company that's going to buy the shares back. Or you just lose money. When it goes up, what did Mike run? You said 68,000%, something like
Yeah.
that. If it goes the other way, who's going to buy it? What's going to happen to that 68,000%? It's going to reverse. So a lot of the times that when you see people that talk about these gains, they are such a small percentage of the population, a very small group of people. It's less than 1%. And you can look up the Federal Reserve report on that in the U.S. Census for like when the IRS does a report on how many people actually make money in the market. It's a very, very, very small group of people that actually turn money
Right.
short-term investing. So
Now, here's the thing: in small amounts, what you're talking about is a moot point because if you're selling 100 shares, say, there's almost always somebody who's going to buy that, whether it's at it's very high or it's very low or somewhere in between. There's always somebody who's going to buy that. But when you're talking about trying to unload $1 million worth of something, or $10 million worth of something,
it's going to take time.
now you're talking it might not get fulfilled, right?
That's what I'm getting at. So when we show these returns, this is outside of dividend checks, and we show just the profit, just in on the money that we made. The thing that floors me is that the articles that get attraction and they get the attention of all the viewers out there, those are the ones that like promise 10,000%, but according to the IRS, less than 1% of the people actually make that. So you got 100 people lined up, 99 people lose their money, or 98 people lose their money. One person breaks even. You got one guy making money, and everybody wants to be that one guy. And it's just not
Took it
realistic.
to the moon,
Yeah,
that made that 60,000%, right?
it's just not
Now,
realistic.
you could go through and back test the market and find stocks that have done this every decade, right? Every decade, there's at least one stock that shoots the moon. But when you go to look at when you should have bought it, there's like zero indicators that thing is going to shoot the moon.
Yeah, how would you know? Like
It's
for
like,
Tesla as an example, they had the Roadster, and they had his dad's money like helped him fund a lot of that, which is actually why it succeeded. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of fundamental, but
well,
you
he
wouldn't have
sold
known that.
PayPal to do that. So going from PayPal to Tesla, and then knowing that Tesla is going to actually do what it did. I mean, there's a few people that went in because it was the hype, but they didn't know. They didn't know for sure.
Right. So
And how many of those people kept that stock and didn't sell it when it went up, 100%?
very few. That's because life happens. I mean,
Yeah.
emergencies happen. Maybe a job loss. Maybe you had a medical thing come up. Maybe you needed a new car. Maybe, like me, you decided your perfectly fine Sony projector wasn't good enough, and you decided to buy a DLP instead because the DLP is supposed to be better according to the hype. I might end up returning that thing.
Or it was the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. Who knew?
Or yeah, or you're in politics.
Yeah. That bought 600 shares or whatever and kept them.
So these returns that we're making, I've done this personally for a very long time. I've got plenty of evidence in my own life to show that I've done that. The company in itself, I wouldn't have had a company at all. I wouldn't have been able to start it had I not invested. And I guess AI thinks that company's worth like $3-4 million now. I was like, it's not worth that. I think that's stupid.
I
But
think somebody would buy it for that.
I don't get how, but okay. I'm not selling it. So
No.
that's the when you're looking at these numbers, I want people to understand when we show you this, yes, it's possible. Are we going to do it every year? Probably pretty close to that. I've been able to do that, but I can't guarantee that we're going to be able to do it every year. Yeah. So when we tell people that, like,
I mean, even Warren Buffett had his off years, right?
he still averaged like 22%, 20%. So we're doing his level of performance. Can we do that consistently? I don't know. We've got some articles up here that talk about kind of where things are at right now.
Yeah.
And I'm still surprised that the circus just keeps going. It's just still going. But like what we look at with this kind of performance is we're trying to buy companies that are in a space that produce products that people have to have. Not some of them are cyclical, most of them are not. Like most of these companies make stuff except for maybe like Rumble, which we're streaming on Rumble right now, but
And man, look at Rumble go up. They're down a little bit today, but they're up to $9.25.
no, go back down and buy some more.
I know, right?
Somebody say something stupid and crash them. And then we'll buy, and then they'll go back up. But that's like all these companies are mostly companies that people, except for like, actually, I'm trying to find one that doesn't have. I think all of them.
Doesn't have what?
Like a consumer good that people need to have. I mean, I could say maybe Nike, but you need shoes.
PayPal, maybe.
Maybe PayPal.
You could go
maybe
through life
PayPal.
without having PayPal in your life, right?
Ouch. Is that a critique?
Well, I'm just saying there's other banks,
Do you think, hi Vele, do you think the new outbreak would increase Pfizer or other related companies? Probably not this time.
No.
No, probably not this time.
It's not a novel outbreak. It's something that we've already known and we have things for. So it's not like a new product is going to come from it.
No, we haven't gone full half-life yet on the medical industry. So that might happen, if Obama gets elected again. I don't know. He seemed to know in 2017 when you bought Micron stock, he was talking about a pandemic, and Bill Gates was talking about a pandemic. You're like, why are they talking about this? And then what? A couple of years later.
Well, I think what's next on the natural disaster thing that Von Braun was talking about is you're going to start seeing holograms of alien invasion and stuff. So that's the next one.
I thought you were going to say something like Tom tells a joke that's actually funny, but okay.
In 2030,
natural
Tom tells a joke
disaster.
that's funny.
The world ended.
That will be the world's ending when you finally tell a funny joke. Everybody explodes at once,
So in these scenarios where the market's not necessarily predictable, or you're expecting that, oh, I'm going to make
Rational.
10,000%. It's not rational. Is probably that's the word that I'm looking for. Rational. We look at this number. So first, it's the companies that produce the products that people have to have. 3M makes roofing adhesives, and Fastenal makes like nuts and bolts. So you need a roof. I don't know how many people would do really well without a roof over their head. I've been in that situation, and yeah, so stuff like that, things that people need to have. In that case, you're making your dividend checks off of products and a very small percentage of profit that they make. You're not making it off of equity, hype, FOMO, day traders, all the things that happen that do this. So these numbers are not 10,000% or whatever. They're still very, very good.
Yeah, Project Bluebeam.
What stocks?
Would you buy during an alien invasion?
Alien invasion?
I'd probably go with the General Dynamics and.
Are you kidding me? They got all this technology to fly around the universe, and we're gonna beat them with our little tanks with like gunpowder in them.
Well, if it's an invasion,
I'm gonna buy Campbell's soup.
there you go.
No, I tell you what, I'm not gonna buy Campbell's soup. I'm gonna buy Pfizer because they'll kill them with bacteria. Like the Mars
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, War of the Worlds. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be Pfizer that saves us. Everybody thinks there's this evil corporation. During an alien invasion, Pfizer's gonna save the day. There's gonna be a guy kind of like the Progressive insurance commercial, like they got this white costume with the blue logo. It'll say Pfizer on it. The Pfizer guy's gonna walk up there and is like, "What are you doing?" "I'm spraying bacteria." And then he'll get like blown up by the lasers and the aliens and stuff, but they'll die because they get infected with COVID. Or COVID 3.0, I don't know.
Novel virus 2030 or something.
Or it'll be Monsanto, which I guess is Bayer stock. Because imagine that, like our food was mass produced by Monsanto or Monsanto, I don't know how to say it. And then like pesticides, and I guess the FDA and Monsanto got in bed together and they decided, hey, let's have a pesticide company buy a food company.
That's a great idea. Why not?
I mean, you need both. You need the fertilizer and you need all, but I mean, think about like
then they could start buying the farms.
The optics of that, though. I mean, it's a pesticide company. They could have said Bayer, like maybe not be pesticide. Maybe it's like fertilizer or organic growth, like natural growth, not like the picture of a dead mosquito upside down. So yeah.
So kind of what you're thinking of is like Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine. Let's go Star Wars. I got the Star Wars shirt on. Was protecting the galaxy from a future invasion from the Yuuzhan Vong, who are these like insect like people from outside the galaxy that come in and just like start taking everything in. He was like preparing the galaxy for that invasion. So in that point of view, and from a certain point of view, the Emperor was the good guy.
Yeah, he's protecting us from bureaucracy. I mean, he wasn't the Republicans or Democrats. He was like the third party. That's the guy you want to. I mean, how else? Think about this. Palpatine, he died like what, 15 times?
No,
like what? He just kept coming back. And then at the very last show, he's hooked up to all this machinery, and somehow this dude still has like a fleet of all these capital ships. Somewhere
you're talking about the sequels, and those don't exist in my mind.
They do too. They're I'm gonna beat that like a dead horse. So he's got like how
are you
does this happen?
You're a sequel sympathizer.
I am a sympathizer. That's right. I put all this money into CNC some Star Wars stuff in my dining room that my mother-in-law thinks is a snowflake.
Yeah, but there's nothing up there that wasn't already canon before the sequels.
I did that for a reason. But like she comes in and she says, "Oh, it's a snowflake. What's that one?" I says, "Well, that's the Jedi Council." She goes, "What's that?"
That's Star Wars, Mom. You were alive during the 1979 Star Wars when it came out.
I died a little bit inside, but you know, it's there. So think about it though. Let's go into this saga for a second. This He dies like 5,000 times. He comes back and he's got all this machinery hooked up to him. Somehow he's like still alive, and he's like, "I am every Sith." And she comes in and she goes, "I am every Jedi." the dude still had an army probably the size of the population of Earth, and somehow nobody knew about it. Like, how do you feed all
It,
those people?
it was all buried in Exegol. And each one
I
of those Star Destroyers had a Death Star like planet killing laser on it. Everyone could go out and kill a planet.
how do you not notice that?
That was the stupidest thing. That was lazy writing, is what it was.
I mean, I could understand, like, the first Death Star, and like the second one was bigger, and like somehow that wasn't noticed either. I don't get that, but like this one has got an army. The Star Destroyers themselves are huge. Like they're
Well,
the
you'd
size
have
of
to
a
have
state of Michigan almost.
planets of people just to make all these.
What did they inbreed or something? Is that how they
I
did
don't
it?
know. I don't know, man.
Come
That's the
on, you're the
thing.
Star Wars guy.
They didn't write that into it. I didn't think about that when they were making it. That's why the sequels suck.
It's because you didn't watch them. He's like, no, this is
Not
not
only
for
that,
me.
Exegol is like this impossible place to navigate to get. You need like certain star maps and this whole thing just to try and navigate through, so you could get into where Exegol is. But somehow
He got
you
a
could
whole
bring
armada there.
thousands of merchant ships to come through it now. Like, what the hell?
And Star Destroyers that are larger than most states. Got it. I guess the story goes is that they built them on the planet. Like they built all that there. It's like, where do
Yeah,
you get
they
all the
built it there.
materials for that?
There's so many questions that are unanswered, and they'll never answer them.
And the funny thing is, we're talking about a movie that's like fantasy and to begin with. So the fact that you're actually arguing over something that's not even true, like known to not to be true, that's pretty bad. That's pretty nerdy of us. From a certain point of view, this is Mind Over Map. Grogu was safely in the custody of mercenaries who were willing to fight to the death to protect him. Then the Mandalorian shows up, kills them all, kidnaps Grogu, and it ends.
Repeatedly puts him in deadly situations.
He does, doesn't he? Has anybody seen the new? Have you seen the new one, the
Now,
Grogu and Mandalorian?
I'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. I'm not going to go out to the theater and watch that.
Oh, and then you can watch it over here at my house in the 7,000 lumen DLP rainbow effect blinding brightness.
All right. It's a date.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Back during your time, movies were at their peak, and now every story has been told. Watch, there's no new tricks. Yeah, there's a lot of like, I don't know. Everything's like a remake. It's like Spider-Man. How many Spider-Mans are there? Do we know? It's like 8 different Spider-Mans.
Like actors?
Well, just the movies. There's a whole bunch, like the Amazing Spider-Man. There's Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 with like the Green Goblin and
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. There's 3 there. There was
Mhm.
Andrew Garfield's. They made 2 there. They were supposed to make a third, but his got cut, and there's like this big push to get Andy Garfield his third movie, which he may actually get. Who knows? Then there was Tom Holland, who's got 4, I think. 4 or 5. So I think he's got one more, and then he's done. But he was also in all the Avenger, stuff. So there's the 3 actors, and in the Multiverse of Madness, they are all 3 in the same movie, which
I
was
thought there was
fun.
supposed to be another one to that. The Doctor Strange. Wasn't there supposed to be another one coming out and it just kind of stopped?
Well, there's the Miles Morales, the cartoon or the animated one. So there's that. And then if you go back, then there's the TV shows and stuff. But
So what actually is new? Like what hasn't? Avatar's pretty new, but that was like the sequel took what, 10 years, 12 years, something like that.
yeah, but they're all retelling another story that was already told way back when, right? I mean, is there new stories to be told? And Star Wars in its own
we
right,
could do a story. I don't think anybody watch it, but we could do a story.
like A New Hope was a mixture of old Western and Kurosawa samurai movies mixed into a sci-fi adventure. So it wasn't any new storytelling, so to speak. It just put a new spin on it.
Hmm.
So really, is everything under the sun been told? Maybe.
Not yet. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
We could probably come up with some crazy shit, but like I don't know if anybody would actually watch it. Would it be watchable?
Well, I don't know. I could put Eric in there. He'll make some pants jokes to confuse our AI.
Like I think that
We have
I
Copilot in our chat, and one of my guys decided to talk about pants. And ever since then, our Copilot AI uses pants in every single reference since that original comment. It's like, I don't know why it keeps doing this.
I don't know. It latched onto it as the one funny thing that we've said.
It wasn't even like, I didn't even think it was that funny because
I
it
didn't
wasn't
either.
me. So it can't
Yeah,
be
you
funny.
didn't say it. Eric said it, so it's dumb.
It's dumb. Yeah, it's right. So here's what's going on. Like I said, durable products, the 20% gains that we're getting. We bought a stock last week, so this week we're just trying to figure out like what do we think the market's going to do. We don't really have. We've got a few things to talk about, but we don't really have a stock that we're going to be buying unless something major comes up. So the next purchase we're going to be making, I think, it'll probably be towards the end of June. So we've done. You said 49 months of this, right?
May is 49, June will be 50. And I know I put 50 in the thumbnail, but we could use that next month. We've been
same,
reusing that
same thumbnail.
thumbnail.
Everything's crashing. It's all bad. Eventually, we'll be
Crash?
right. A couple of facts here. Let's see. Even if they managed to bring something new, all the actions, script, dialogue, and people would probably say they took that from Matrix. You know, Matrix was a good series. They had a remake of that, and my wife and I watched it, and we thought, "Oh, this is nice." But then, like, it just kind of fizzled. Like the whole movie, like the first three, I thought the third one kind of blew it out of proportion, making Neo like Jesus. And then the latest one was like they brought him back to life, which is really expensive and stuff, but pretty cool. But then like it didn't leave any cliffhangers. There was no real drama. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, they're back.
You didn't watch
That was it.
you didn't really watch the video or the movie, did you? You
No,
just
of
kind of
course not.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because if you were paying attention, what were they doing? They're making a video game, right?
Yeah, and it
And
was talking about the Matrix, and they never got out of development.
and what they have to do, they're being forced to make a new version of it to bring it back. So that's the people who made the fourth Matrix were making fun of the fact that they're being forced to make this movie.
I saw that they were
It was very meta,
yeah, like they
or
just
meta, as you say.
Meta Mimi, not a meme. It's a Mimi.
Yeah, Dark City was very good. Mind over Matt, very good, underrated movie.
Useless fact: Avatar 1 had no usage of the word bro. Avatar 2 used it roughly 100 times. Avatar 3 toned it back to 28 times. So Avatar 1 was, oh my gosh, we're going to try to make this movie and hopefully it works. Avatar 2 is like, hey, it all works. So you're my bro. Let's go to the gym. And then Avatar 3 is, I'm still relevant. Don't fire me.
One was great because
It
that was
was.
when I bought the Panasonic plasma that I still have because the 3D on that thing was just incredible, and Avatar was just amazing in 3D. It was one of the few movies that actually did 3D correctly.
I don't think I've seen that one in 3D.
You should. So much better.
I mean, I'll be able to. I guess I can on my Sony. I've never used those classes. It's not really bright enough for that, and I get dizzy when I do that.
Yeah, the
But
Panasonic is amazing. It's got the active glasses.
I will have to I'll have to do that. So here's the next article we got. This is as stock market hits new highs. This is where Brian and I want to talk about this a little bit because a lot of things don't make sense right now. There's a lot of hype. It looks a lot like 2007. Whenever I go to the forums and I'm looking at like, because I'm a member of about 6,000 investment groups and forums, and Unfortunately, maybe too many. One in particular on Facebook, though, is very fascinating to me. I see these people joining, and they've been like the post goes something like this. It says, "Hi, I'm new to this. I bought all the Mag 7 stocks 2 years ago. I was worth nothing. Now I'm worth $3 million. I'm 19 years old. Can you help me?" And I want to like take my head and smash it in the desk. Like, this is not a real person. And if it is, it's like one person out of a bazillion. The last time I saw this kind of thesis was in about 2007. Everybody was talking about you can't go wrong with the housing market. The housing market's never going to crash. It always goes up. Even my grandma and grandpa, they got mad at me because they bought this really nice place. They built it, and they're like, well, it's an investment. It's like, it's not an investment. You're building a luxury home in a market where it's a vacation town. Nobody can afford that. You're not going to make money on it. They thought they were going to make money on it. They eventually, like, it was over a decade later, they got foreclosed on. In 2008, 9, something like that. But it's the market today reminds me of that, and it's a different kind of reminder. It's not with the housing though. It's like assets. Everybody thinks. Oh, go ahead.
This in perspective. Right now, as of this moment, the Schiller PE ratio is 42.55.
Good Lord.
And 1999, right before the bubble, the dot-com bubble burst, was 44.19. So we are 2 points off of the highest the Schiller ratio has ever been, and we all know what happened then.
Warren Buffett even said that it's a lot like a church with a casino on the side. That's what we're seeing. It's
and
not that
it might be different because it's going to be propped up a lot further and a lot more by retail investing, but who knows how high that thing can go.
That, like I said, I'm not upset, and like what you just said, how high can it go? I'm not mad that these people made the money. It's just that, like, they're ignoring anything to do with reality. Like, there's no fundamentals. They don't know what the business does. They don't know what the product is. They don't even know if the company's profitable. They just said, oh, look, everybody's going to jump off the bridge. That looks fun. And then they go with them, and they make $500,000, they think.
They got lucky.
They got lucky. And it's like the last time I saw this, the party kept going, it kept going, almost like Michael Burry thing. And finally, when it stopped hard.
Yep. That's the difficult part. There's two things here. One is, if you were going to follow these people that had made 10,000% on their investment, see if they could do it again, right?
Yeah, you're too late if you join them.
You can't join them on the first one. See if they could do it again. If they can't, then they got lucky. If they continuously do it over and over, then they're probably got some sort of inside scoop that
they're related to Pelosi.
They're eventually going to go to jail for insider trading. But anyway,
not if they're a politician.
So they're not if they're a politician, because
they work at Pfizer.
Right?
I shouldn't say that we own Pfizer stock.
The golden rule is those who make the rules get the gold, right? The second thing is, what was the second thing? The second thing was something, because you interrupted me and you did a good job of it.
I did.
I got my first thing out.
I'll wait. I can wait.
See if they could do it again. Say what you said again, like before.
Are you asking me to remember what I said? So basically, like, these people are, what I was talking about was they don't have any basis of reality on the stocks that they're buying. They're just following the bandwagon. And you said that there was two things to go to that. So I'll keep going. Maybe you'll pick it up again. And if not, it'll just be a senior moment for Brian. Bill Gates sold all of his Macrosoft. You mean Microsoft? That's funny. I like that, Macrosoft. Yes, he did. He does not own Microsoft at all anymore. Microsoft is one of the Mag 7 stocks. This is the bandwagon and stuff that we've been talking about for, I don't know, past 3 years. They have counted for, what did we say last year? It was like 70% of the market gains. Now they're somewhere down around 40 some odd percent, but that's a Mag 7 stock. So when you see the billionaires selling these things. Like look at Berkshire Hathaway. They have been a net. They have bought stocks too, but they've been a net seller of stocks. They're holding a record amount of cash. Michael Burry's talking about he's always doom and gloom, but like he isn't stupid most of the time. So like this is what's happening today. Almost everybody that's jumping into the market, as you were saying, like you think you're going to follow this person that's going to get 10,000% gains. The chances of you being able to replicate what they're doing is almost astronomically small, like to nothing.
And the chance that they could replicate what they're doing is astronomically small.
Very much so. So, like when we're looking at the market, you got to look past that, and it's actually really hard because it's so noisy. There's so many people. In fact, Iron Man, I can't think of this guy's name. Here we go.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. I'm going to play this because I think it's funny. He actually went to the stock market in the 90s before you could just hop on your computer or Robinhood or Moo Finance or whatever and buy a stock instantly. You had to make a call, and he visited the market. And this is his reaction. I think he'll like it.
Before you play that, Valley, yes, we do. A lot of the stocks we do look up to see who is holding it, what the positions they hold, what all the CEO and vice presidents and all them, how much do they hold? Are they buying, selling? We do check that. It's not the first thing we check. It's usually when we are interested in a stock to dig a little deeper.
Or we're trying to find out if they're going to go any higher.
Right.
At all.
But a lot of, like in Schwab, if you go to the right-hand side, it'll tell you the short sellers and all that. And then it'll also tell you who the institutional holders, the percentage of institutional holders. So we do look at that.
One thing you could do, something that we've done before, is if you take a look at Intel stock, back when Gelsinger was getting the boot, look how many insiders bought it. Like there was people all over the place, just buying thousands. Like he even bought hundreds of shares. So there is, I know, like they say, oh, you can't insider trade. No, you can't. But if you work at the company, it's pretty hard not to have insider information.
Right.
So when you are in those spaces, like if you see Lumen stock, for example, before they took their big dip, there was a lot of directors that were selling around just before the time that the partnership with Microsoft happened. I think AT&T too. I don't remember. They had a couple of them, but you saw a bunch of like directors and high level people buying the stock. So if we're looking at a value mismatch stock, we're trying to find out, okay, is this one a good buy or not? We'll go look at the insider traders to see if like, do people that actually work there agree with us? Because if they don't, there's probably a pretty good reason for it.
One more piece of the puzzle.
One more, yeah, it's another piece. We don't always look, but when we do, we usually cover our blinds and turn off the lights.
We usually choose Dos Equis.
Yeah. What? So this is Robert Downey Jr. in the stock market. And I want to highlight everything we're talking about with his reaction because I agree with him. Maybe I'm not going to be as colorful as he is. So if you got like little kids in earshot of this, maybe cover their ears for a minute because he's pretty descriptive. It's how long is this thing? I don't know, 2 minutes?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. So 2 minutes. But if you're an old guy and you don't care, here you go. Here we go. Oh, it's not giving me volume. There we go.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big time, small time, shit talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
I think you've seen this one before, Brian. Here's the video. What you saw from the trading floor for the first few seconds, that's actually what it was like. So imagine the dot-com bubble bursting or the housing market imploding, the Lehman Brothers or whatever. That it's like these people didn't just magically die or go away. They still exist. They're on the Reddit forums. They're in Motley Fool. They're in the Seeking Alpha. They write their own little articles. They do Think or Swim. They trade on their own. They're still around. So when you see a stock like Micron here, I think it's MU. Let's go look at MU.
MU,
here.
yeah.
And when you see a stock that does this, MJ. Wait, no, MU. There we go. Mary Jane, talking about Spider-Man. There. Oh, it's not even 3 years. Look at that. That's that group of people. They didn't go away. They're still there. Is it bad? No. It's just if you're a long-term investor, you have to look past that. And if you don't, you're going to get sucked up in it. And like I said, this is an incredible gain. They're in $1 trillion market club. Congratulations. You guys did great. That's great for the brokerages. It's great for the business. But as the individual investor, if you need to sell and make that money, for them to go to from 1 trillion to 2 trillion to double your money again is going to be incredibly difficult. Why? Well, eventually demographics play a part. How many people actually exist on Earth that would buy this stuff? So,
now, the point of that article, if you read it, they are predicting.
I don't read things.
They're predicting. UBS is predicting that it's going to go up to 1,600, 1,625.
That's so a 1.6 trillion company.
Yep. So that's where you're going to get your 100% growth. An estimated 1.8 trillion. Yeah.
I just think that like demographics matter. Optics matter too. I don't think Micron's a bad company, but I think if you're going to buy these businesses, you need to understand that the growth, that the explosive growth that you wanted, you've missed it. It already happened. Ooh, leaf blower, hang on.
Can't hear it.
That's the awesome sound cancellation that I actually don't use. No, it's in the Teams call, but this.
But the point of that article was you didn't miss it. You haven't missed it.
That's the thing that bothers me. The crowd of people that write these articles, some of them get paid from the companies that they're promoting, just like this projector thing that I'm going to try out, and we'll have to see if the hype is actually legit or not. But in this case,
here's the Matrix moment, and this is the part that's going to burn your noodle later on. If the price does go up to 1,600, would it still have gone up to 1,600 had they not written these articles?
That's Schrodinger stock.
That's the Matrix.
Does the symbol exist or not? There is no spoon, Brian.
Would you still have broken it had I not said anything?
I don't know, because it's amazing to me to see things like how much hype and FOMO will pump something up. You can even look at the Flying Car Doroni. They've been fundraising Doroni Aerospace. They've got a pretty cool concept. And I actually like this, but they've raised where we got $15 million, and they don't even have sales. That's how the stock market works. Do I think their stuff is cool? Yeah, but again, if you are going to try to get this number, because here's the problem: once you get the first gain, you're going to want another one. The second one's always harder, because if you find the Nvidia, you're like, oh, I made, or our Intel stock, I made 700%. You think that you're going to do that again. I've done this for 24 years, and I can tell you that those opportunities, and I've told you this to Brian many times.
Come once in a lifetime.
Maybe, well, not that, like 2 or 3 times a year if you're lucky, and you have to know it's coming. If you don't know it's coming, you're going to miss it. So, like, this isn't a normal rate of return.
So what you're saying is if you had one moment and one shot,
you don't want to miss it. Okay,
to seize everything you ever wanted.
Got Slim Shady over here.
In one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip?
No, we would capture it and then we would sell it like we did with Intel.
Yeah, but to your point, you can do that once in a while. Like, you will eventually find that stock that goes up 700%, but it's not going to be every month or every year, you know?
Right. And that's where I'm getting at, like when the market does crash, because I can't believe that I can't believe it's still going on, but we look at the baseline income. So when we're not even looking at the 20% gains. I don't care about that as much. What I'm trying to find is a good value mismatch, a company that has a good product that's priced wrong. Something happened, something went wrong. Maybe they made a mistake. Maybe some CTO at Campbell's Soup decided to say that, it's only poor people's food. Stuff like that. The Gelsinger thing with Intel, where the government was supposed to pay him $12 billion to get the foundry off the ground, and they didn't. So Intel's like, oh crap, hey, what's underneath the couch? You got any money in there? They're trying to, that wasn't quite that bad, but there was a problem. And the day traders, the FOMO guys, the people that you saw in that video, they're wolf, like the Wolf of Wall Street. They will, a wolf in sheep's clothing. They will capitalize that and run it right into the ground.
Yep.
So you have to be real careful with it.
They will short sell the hell out of that company once the sharks smell a little bit of blood in the water.
Yes.
And that's what they did to Intel until the rumors came out that Nvidia and or Microsoft were going to start using their foundry. Once people are actually going to use that foundry that's not making money, that's when people started piling in. It's like, they're doing more AI stuff. That's pile in more. Like, we don't want to miss this opportunity that comes once in a lifetime with Intel. And
they don't want that 10,000% to. They want to be one of those guys. They want to be that one guy.
We knew Intel was going to come out of it sooner or later, but it wasn't going to be right now. But man, they jumped in.
So when we were looking at Intel, we were looking at the book value of the stock. So if they took all their stuff and they sold it, how much is left? And if you gave them $1, I think it was like 13%, you get $13 back. If they just,
that was a good deal.
Close shop. It was a good deal. So we're looking at that. The reason why we're talking about this stuff is they talked about this article here from NXS MediaWire. They're saying that
I've never heard of that one.
There's a K-shaped economy, but basically saying as the stock market hits new highs, 2 out of 3 Americans are cutting back on spending. Strait of Hormuz has a part to play in that, but I think what we've got is a pretty bad inflationary problem. The Fed's going to play a part in this too. So Pat Benatar's Real Tough Cookies. I actually
spaghetti.
I don't know that reference.
There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I still think that Eminem can make a fortune if he partnered with Chef Boyardee and marketed a brand called Mom's Spaghetti. He probably would, honestly. Could you imagine that? Him just sitting there holding up a can going, good.
You need to trademark that now, right now, Matt. Just go out and copyright it.
Just call him. Just say, hey, man, my people will call your people. Who are your people? Well, my daughter's home, after school, and my wife's usually home from 4 or 5 days a week. So
that easy to just call Eminem. Hey, hey, Marshall.
First name basis. Who are you again? I'm that one guy that you saw way out in the back of the audience that one time at the concert that I never actually attended, but my photo was there.
My name's Matt. I don't listen to your music, but I got a business opportunity for you.
Yeah. I guess there's a lot of stuff going out with him being Christian now and doing like Christian music. I think he did one skit and they're just like lambasting him for it. It's kind of funny and sad. Maybe he is. I don't know. So here's the Washington Associated Press. U.S. consumer confidence declined slightly this month as gas prices stayed high and inflation remained elevated, a sharp contrast to soaring stock prices hovering near record levels. The Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index slipped 0.7 points to 93.1 in May. By the way, I think that is useless. The first decline after 3 months of gains. The measure hasn't fallen as much this year as other gauges of consumer attitudes. Hanging.
I got to change this.
Oh, okay. What?
There we go.
Your kids go to state.
They do, yeah.
Why are you?
Because a separate gauge of consumer sentiment released last week by the University of Michigan, Go Blue.
Okay.
Record low this month. Soaring gas and food costs have worsened inflation. Has worsened inflation that is outpacing the average growth in paychecks, reducing most Americans' purchasing power.
All right, hold on. This has been going on for 50 years, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
That's not new. It's just being noticed now. Americans have soured on President Trump's economic policies, polls show, potentially creating problems for Republicans heading into the midterm elections. I have a couple problems with this article. One is it's very left-wing leaning. I mean,
You think?
you could tell that there is an agenda on this. Not saying that their numbers are wrong, but it's just their attitude.
Actually, this is a really cheap gas price. I want to know where this gas is because ours is like $6.50.
Two, I want to talk about the gas prices because that's, if you read it, it's May 24th, 2026. God damn it. Go back up.
Going up.
In southeast Denver. The caption underneath it tells you where it's from. Gallon per prices. Anyway, that is not that they cherry picked something that's 50 cents higher than the national average. They should have picked a picture that was the national average. It's $4.50 nationally.
You know what they should have done? They should have done it in California. Isn't it like $10 a gallon over there?
Yeah, I mean, let's go there. If you're going to exaggerate, let's go to the highest.
Exactly. Do it right. Get it right. If you're going to be biased the right way.
Heck yeah.
Wear the correct pants.
Put on your bias pants. Consumer sentiment is mostly gloomy, even as the economy is still growing and the unemployment rate has stayed low. Some economists argue that the gap reflects inequality in a K-shaped economy, with
Bias.
higher income Americans benefiting from rising stock prices and still spending, while lower income houses struggle, and the middle class are just, they don't know what to do. Tuesday's consumer confidence survey shows that confidence grew among households with incomes at or above $100,000, while it fell for most others. The prospect of higher prices and faster inflation continues to loom over confidence readings, with many households taking a more cautious approach to purchases this year. Ben Ayers, Nationwide senior economist, said. So yeah, it's one of those things.
So they have a point. I don't know if I agree with this 100%. Consumers are cutting back.
They are.
But I don't think it has anything to do with gas prices right now. This is a systemic thing going back a few years. Affordability has been a problem. So they're taking like, oh, look, this went up in the past 3 months, so now we're going to use that as a linchpin to crash everything else.
Yeah, it's everything. It's not just gas prices and food costs. It's a lot of things. Now, if you go over to the energy, go three tabs over to the energy one that I now bring that over.
Bring it over.
Yeah. There.
Look at you being bossy. You're the man. Here, I'm going to post this for everybody. So this is the next article here.
So going from, okay, doom and gloom, gas prices are high, people aren't spending. Now we got in March 20th, the energy departments begin delivering SPR barrels at record speeds, which means they are taking out of our emergency stock to supplement the oil crisis that's happening now. It takes a while for the oil to be, made into gas and distributed. But this is
not
what
at my house.
President Trump is doing to help stave off higher gas prices. So there are things that the administration is doing to circumvent some of the pressure that all these people are seeing at the pump. But this is only one part of it, right?
Right. So you want to read this one?
Sure. It's pretty short.
We are getting somewhere, just so people know. There's a point to this.
The U.S. Department of Energy announced today the award of contracts for the initial phase of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve Emergency Exchange as directed by President Trump. The first oil shipments began today, just 9 days after President Trump and the Department of Energy announced the United States would lead a coordinated release of emergency oil reserves among International Energy Agency member nations to address short-term supply disruptions. Under these initial awards, DOE will move forward with an exchange of 45.2 million barrels of crude oil and receive 55 million barrels in return at no cost to the taxpayer. This represents the first tranche of the United States' 172 million barrel release. Companies will receive 10 million barrels from the Bayou Choctaw SPR site, 15.7 million barrels from Bryan Mound, and 19.5 million barrels from West Hackberry. Thanks to President Trump, the Energy Department began the first exchange at record speeds to address short-term supply disruptions while also strengthening the Strategic Petroleum Reserve by returning additional barrels at no cost to taxpayers, said Kyle Hostveit, Assistant Secretary of the Hydrocarbons and Geothermal Energy Office.
Man, put that on your door at your office.
That's one hell of a title.
You would, like, run off the door.
This exchange not only maintains reliability in the current market, but will generate hundreds of millions of dollars in value in the form of additional barrels for the American people when the barrels are returned. So that's going to take time. This initial action will ultimately add close to 10 million barrels to the SPR's inventory when the barrels are returned. Taxpayers will benefit from both the short-term support and for global supply and long-term growth of the SPR's inventory. This helps protect U.S. and global energy security. So basically, they're going to replace what they took.
Yeah,
and some.
This is also very biased, but the other way. So
well, it's from
both arguments.
It's energy.gov, so it's from the government, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think, so here's my thoughts. It's going to take them a whole year to, because we only have so many refineries. It's not the amount of oil, it's how fast we can refine it. That's the problem. And that's always been the problem.
It's not just the amount of oil.
Yeah. So we have the Strait closed. Now, the interesting thing about if you look at where the oil goes from the Strait of Hormuz, it's not, a lot of it doesn't really go to the United States. It's all mostly
right.
Europe. It's like, that's European oil, which I don't quite understand why they take that path. I know a lot of it goes outside of there too, but they could just ship it by truck. And I think I saw a photo of the backlog of the trucks trying to leave the region. Like, it's just this line of trucks that just can't leave. They're just stuck. There's so many of them. But this is a smart move in the short term. If the Strait doesn't open up again, or if China makes good on their, like, hey, we want Taiwan back, because they are right. It was originally China's Taiwan. If they make good on that threat and we have to defend Taiwan, this is going to backfire. That's my only concern with this.
How can you do that? How can you even make that statement that we used to own them? Like, if you go back far enough, like, everybody used to own everybody.
Didn't you
right?
see the baby China, baby Z?
I sent that to you. I have
I need to find that.
They're modern. They're large.
I'm going to find that one. People should watch that.
God, I love that. That was so funny.
Keep going. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it while you're talking.
You're going to say Taiwan. You always say Taiwan. That was hilarious. I love that little baby Trump.
Where was that? Oh,
but seriously, like, you go to Europe, like, you go back far enough, England over and everything. You go even further, like Rome owned everything. So can Rome just say, you know what, we used to own you, so we want you back. We want to own it back? No.
Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot.
So it's like, you just can't do that.
Well, it's not that one. That's the Projector. I'm gonna find it. He does have like he does point to. It's kind of the same thing that Russia did with Ukraine.
I'll find it for you.
He keeps saying like, oh yeah, it's Russia civil war, and this is the way it was when the Soviet Union. Like he actually thinks that it's all the same country, and that's kind of what China's doing. Was it a Rumble video or a YouTube video? Because I got a Rumble one here.
I think it was Rumble. Yeah.
Is it? All right, I'm gonna double check this one. Here we go. Bye bye, Deroni. You've been downgraded. All right, so this is pure facts. In case anybody wants to understand like the macroeconomics and global implications of the oil market and how it'll affect our stocks, this is where we get our information from. So here you go. This is very, very, very good stuff.
And whoever made it, it's pure gold, comedy gold.
Watch us get banned. All right, let's see if I can get the. Can I get audio? I need audio. No.
It's in the upper left corner.
Upper left. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Got to rewind. Okay, here you go. This is very factual. See how realistic this looks. Here we go. Hit play.
Emperor Trump, welcome to Beijing. The robe suits you. Very powerful. Now about Taiwan.
Love the robes. Tremendous silk. The dragon on the chest. Very on brand. I might keep this. Anyway, no.
I didn't finish my...
You were going to say Taiwan. You always say Taiwan. Every call, every meeting, every dinner. Taiwan, Taiwan, Taiwan. You sound like a GPS that's stuck, G. Very repetitive.
Taiwan belongs to China. It has always belonged to China. I have maps, ancient maps.
I have aircraft carriers, modern ones. They float, they move, and they don't need a map. Very advanced technology. You should look into it.
What if I take just half of Taiwan?
What if I put tariffs on the other half of your economy?
You are wearing our robes and drinking our tea and still saying no?
I look better in your robes than you do. I'm drinking your tea, even though my people replaced it with Diet Coke. And I'm still in charge. Now, pour me another cup and let's talk about something else. Taiwan is off the menu permanently, like your social credit score, if you keep asking.
That's good stuff. Oh man.
Emperor Trump.
Here, let me
Welcome to
post this for you guys so you can actually see it. There you go. So there are some macroeconomic things going on here. Especially with, Trump looking so young in that video. It's kind of amazing.
I like how he slumps down. It's like... We're very crafters. They float. And they're modern.
And they don't need ancient maps.
Oh crap. Okay.
So if that happens, all the stuff with the oil and Strait of Hormuz, that's going to get a lot worse. Particularly like a lot of products that are made over in China. I don't think that's going to happen. What I'm more concerned about right now is you said the Schuler index is what, like 42 points out of 44 from the dot-com bubble crash? I think that's where you said it was.
I'm sorry, what was it?
You said the Schuler's index, I think it was like 42.1. Is that what you said?
42, yeah, 42.25 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so if we're looking at next month's stock purchase, like what do we even look at? I'm more concerned about just the foaming at the mouth that the market seems to be having for the next big gain, and all the people that don't know anything about stocks at all that are just like making money hand over fist. And I want to remind people, if we go back to, I'm going to pull up AT&T stock. I'm going to go back to, hopefully it lets me, but I'm going to try to go back to the recession. I held on to the stock back then. I wasn't a seller. But let's, it's not going to show me too much. The E-Trade chart lets you zoom in. I don't know how to do this on this one. But if you think about like AT&T 2007 to 2009, you went from $30 a share down to about 15, and it's been hovering there for basically the rest of the time. Is that a problem with AT&T? No, that's the Robert Downey Jr. video. That's what that is. When the market is going down, like I said, when the stock is going down in price, if you are not getting a dividend check from that stock and you need to sell it to get your money, you're not going to sell it at $30. If it's at $30 and the stock price is dropping, it's going to put out, you're going to do an ask. And if nobody bids on it, you're going to have to just wait and the price will drop. It'll do another ask. You can wait. Now, sure, Tom, I can put limits on it. Yeah, you can put limits on it, but I'm assuming that if the market's crashing and you're selling it for a reason, that you need that money for something. If that stock, like in this case AT&T, pays a dividend, you're going to be fine. But for most people, when you're looking at the overall market, when the market crashes, I'm going to pull up Bank of America here because banking stocks just got destroyed back then. I think this time around, it's going to be a lot of AI companies. Housing's not quite in the same boat. That's going to, like I said, I think that one's going to be just like, if I had to describe it, I'm not blaming the boomers. I'm not mad at the boomers, but I think that basically if the economy was a giant whoopee cushion full of fart gas, they're jumping on it. And it's letting it out because they can't jump very vigorously. I mean, they're old now, so they can't get it out of there real fast. So it's just kind of going, out there really slow. And you're not going to see a crash like you did in 2008 because of that. So you're going to get this kind of prices are going to stay flat. Inflation is going to catch up, and it's going to take years. I don't think,
especially if there's a stimulus check somewhere in our future,
or a Trump $250 bill.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, that's a good one. But so Bank of America stock during the recession.
Before we get Bank of America, Valley had a question: beverage companies like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, etc., does sustain very long time. I wonder with the Celsius stock if it could survive long term. What's your thoughts? My thoughts are Celsius has a niche product right now, kind of like Gatorade, but it doesn't have much anything else. It needs to, like Pepsi and Coke, have a wide moat of products that's not just Pepsi or Coke that they could fall back on that helps them sustain when one part of their segment is doing poorly. Whereas Celsius is only energy drinks and Rockstar and I think one other thing, Celsius, Rockstar, and
You'd be surprised how much these guys make.
Yeah. So what I see, if they could diversify their product line into other sectors, I could see Celsius doing that because they do have a very popular product right now. Or they get bought by Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or something.
Did you know Coca-Cola makes a Jack Daniels?
Yeah, Jack and Coke.
What? I didn't know that.
Well, Jack and Coke was like a thing for decades, right? I mean, even back in college, Jack and Coke. So they finally partnered with Jack Daniels, I can't remember, a few years ago, and made a Jack and Coke.
So you're going to like get a sugar high, your liver's going to collapse, and your kidneys are going to have problems because you're drinking to the alcohol and the sugar at the same time.
Well, you're drinking a Jack and Coke anyway if you're mixing it yourself, right?
I guess that's true.
Now you just buy it all mixed together.
They got hard seltzer?
Yeah.
Topo Chico. I've never, I've heard of this. I've never tried it though. Kind of want to.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. I've done the Jack and Coke. It actually tastes decent.
So that was just like Coca-Cola has, it's not just their products though. It's like FEMA uses them for major disasters because they got Dasani, they got bottled water. They're a logistics and supply company as much as they are like beverages. Somebody asked me, I was like, hey, Tom, what do you think of McDonald's stock? I'm going to relate to this Coca-Cola thing. I says, yeah, it's a great real estate stock. And they look at me like, what? I says, yeah, think about the ranches that they partner with, all the real estate for all the stores they have. I mean, that's probably worth more than the burgers. But, you know, what do I know? So Agree, but beverage only needs advertising and marketing like a Monster drink, which only sells energy drinks. Same does energy. It's not just advertising. They do need distribution, so they need to have a footprint. This is one of the reasons why we like Campbell's Soup and General Mills, which is what Matt was recommending. If they don't have the footprint to take advantage of that marketing, so let's say they've got a really cool marketing campaign like purple mattresses. If they don't have the footprint to get inside of stores where people actually go, or like to be the front page of Amazon, if you want to go that route, it's very unlikely that they're going to meet the hype. That's why you see a lot of these, like this Kickstarter thing for the projector. It's 4,000 people bought it, but if you're talking economies of scale in the stock market, you need a lot more than 4,000 people. You need like 40 million. Like you need a lot, so they need distribution. I think that company. Do you have a stock symbol, Belly, that we could look at?
I do.
Ooh,
I'm not Belly, but
before we do that,
CELH, and I would like to also add Belly. They are kind of saturated in energy drink because there's Monster, there's Red Bull. There's a few others in the space that they're fighting for.
Doesn't Mr. Beast have one now too?
Yeah. There it is, Celsius Holdings.
Before we do that, I want to go and look at Bank of America here real quick. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're trying to plan for towards the end of this year. I think that if the Fed decides we need to raise rates again, that's going to be like a gut punch. So that's going to be bad. We want to prepare for that with this month, next month, and the next 3 months of the purchases that we make. In the event that it does happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm sure we'll be fine. In fact, we'll probably be more than fine. But this is where if you're here, let's say you're 2008, it spiked back up and you're like, oh, good, now I can sell. And you tried to sell, what was that? $36 a share. There's a chance that you probably didn't get all, unless you had like 2 shares, you probably didn't get all your money back until somewhere around $20 a share. And it didn't even bottom until it was at 5. Can you imagine?
This is one of those back testing moments too, where you could go back and say, "Man, if I would have bought in 2008 or 2009 and then gotten 500%."
Right. Right. I mean, can you imagine buying it at $30 a share or whatever? Because like it went all the way up to mid 50s. But if you're down here at 30 and you said, "Oh, the market's crashing. I need to get my money out because I'm not like a long-term guy." Imagine being one of those day trader guys. This is why the floor that the Robert Downey Jr. video is the floor is so frothy. It's like that because these guys don't get like capital gains that are long-term capital gains. They pay the short-term rates. So that's their paycheck. If they don't trade, they don't make money. It's just kind of like everybody telling me that the housing market's going to crash. Like, yeah, well, Leonard Group and all the other builders, if they don't build, they go bankrupt. They can't just stop building. Like, how do they pay their people? So anyways, what's this? So this is CELH. Is that the one? Celsius Holdings?
Yes. And yeah, Valley, those energy drinks, like even Red Bull, like they spend a shit ton of money on advertising.
So this is what happens to my heart when somebody says crypto. So like I'm doing fine, and they say crypto, and then this is what happens to me. It looks really bad. They are, I don't know, let's look at the market cap of these guys. 10 billion, okay. That's not terrible. I don't like it when somebody says, hey, look at this stock, and it's like $10 million. Mm-hmm. So let's Celsius Holdings. You want to read this?
I got.
Oh, hang on. I think I don't have my I think I've got my HDR on. Sorry, everybody.
Jerk.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this picture better. No, I'm blinded. I can't see. There. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit better. Wasn't actually too bad. Develops, processes, manufactures, markets, sells, and distributes functional energy drinks in the United States, North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific, and internationally. The company offers Celsius Essentials, a functional energy drink formulated with amino
With aminos. It just says aminos.
With aminos, not
There's
amino
no
acids.
acids.
With aminos and Celsius Hydration, a line of zero sugar hydration powders featuring electrolytes and various fruit forward flavors, as well as ready to drink energy beverages, on the go powder and hydration sticks, and nutrition and wellness products under Celsius, Alani Nu, and Rockstar brand names.
Oh, I know of Rockstar. Okay.
Yeah, Rockstar.
Rockstar
I know
were
Celsius
actually
too.
they were around before Monster, I think, weren't they? Like
Nah, about the
Rockstar's
same
been. Was it? I thought they were around longer than Monster was.
I think Red Bull was first, and then Monster and Rockstar came shortly after. It distributes its products through direct-to-store delivery, independent distributors, supermarkets, convenience stores, drugstores, nutritional stores, food service providers, and mass merchants, as well as natural food stores, fitness centers, mass market retailers, vitamin specialty stores, club stores, gyms, and e-commerce platforms. The company was formerly known as Vector Ventures Incorporated and changed its name to Celsius Holdings in January 2007. Celsius Holdings Incorporated was founded in 2004 and is headquarters in Boca Raton, Florida.
Hey, they're local.
Vector Ventures.
Yeah. That explains it. Okay. They had problems before. Man, look at this. So imagine running this company and building. And all of a sudden the hype train kicks in. This is kind of like our YouTube channel. We're on. So if we were our YouTube channel, we started out, we promoted our channel, and that was a mistake. And then so we're here. So, Brian, we have another 8 years.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus, help me.
If we're this company, before we make more than $5 a month. We're going to split, though. Well, actually, we would have already done that, so we didn't split. We're not the Backstreet Boys, so that's okay. No, this is...
I want to know what happened in 2020. They start advertising?
I don't know. Let's go look. Actually, no, we can't. Oh, this is one that we can't because it only goes back 5 years.
During the gym craze?
So, earnings per share. Typically, you want to see in most businesses, unless it's like a lot of heavy R&D, 4 times earnings over the course of a year. So these numbers should be about 1. They're not, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Price relative to their earnings. We want to look at the trailing. So, Brian, if you could pull up CELH, historical PE ratio. I'm curious to know because they've been growing a lot over the past few years, what the historical price to earnings have been. Because right now it's saying they're trading at 80 times earnings. That's really expensive. Like the stock market, when I started doing stocks, so it's more now, obviously, the historical, like if you took an index fund and you said, let's take the whole market, what is the relative price of these stocks compared to what they make? It was about 12 to 1. So for every $12 you put in, they would make 1. In this case, it's 80. And I think today, I think it was 2015, they were talking about like 14 times earnings was high. Then it got to 16. Then it was 18 around mid-2017. I think it's somewhere around 2028 is the baseline number. But I don't think, like you said, the index is at 42. So the market overall is pretty pricey. I wouldn't want to trade a stock that's extremely expensive unless their earnings showcase that. So what I'm expecting Brian to say, and I'm hoping I'm right, is that the PE ratio is gonna, it doesn't spike 1 year. I'm hoping that in a good scenario, this is where it's like maybe 10, maybe 12. Okay, now it's 18, maybe it's 28, maybe it's 30 over the course of years. But if it shows like 8, then 20, and then 3, and then 80, then that's a big problem. So what do you got?
Well, up until about 2020, it stays pretty steady. But then between 2020 and 2023, it's very volatile. It goes up to
Is 80 the high?
that can't be right.
6,000. I've seen that before.
No, 1800.
Oh, okay.
It goes up to 1800
It's still
in
pretty impressive.
2022, and then it drops down to 433. Then it drops down to negative 37, where it kind of stays.
So what that's going to look like is you're going to see net operating margin go all over the place probably. You don't want to see their equity do that as well. I don't see that with the stock itself. The shares outstanding are, I mean, they've gone up, but it's 10%, and that's over 5 years. That's not terrible because if you go and you look at their liabilities, those went way up. But also if you look at their assets, they're growing. This is a growing business by those numbers. As far as their income is concerned, the revenue supports that. Operating expenses, well, I would expect that to go up as well. But their operating income, this is what happened, Brian. They finally started making money.
There we go.
That's probably what happened. It's amazing what happens when the numbers look right.
There was a big craze with the energy drinks. With all the people going to gyms, and there's like a lot more of them now.
Wasn't Rockstar one of those drinks that had a lawsuit because the drink was considered unhealthy? Like some kids were drinking it and they died. I think this is one of them.
I don't think that was Rockstar.
Wasn't
think,
it?
Yeah.
Or was it the shots?
Like the 5-hour energies.
Well, there's a little recreational plane going over our neighborhood.
I hear it. It's going over my house too.
You're not that close. Net change in cash. Yeah. Okay. So Veli, this guy.
You might be thinking of Joel.
I don't know if they're overhyped. To know that. I think what happened is they entered the big boy club. Is I think what happened. They actually got listed, and when they became listed, that's what probably did it. That's when all the mutual fund guys jumped in. So what I would want to look at with these guys is the institutional holdings. I bet you if you looked at this number, shares held by institutions over the past 8 or 9 years, that'll probably tell you the story. That number probably spiked. I would also imagine that because they got reissued in 2007, that was abysmally low while I guess the institutional investors figured out whether or not these guys could recover. Because Rockstar was I didn't know they were an independent brand. I always thought that was like owned by Pepsi or something. I didn't think they were separate.
Yeah. And you heard of Rockstar long before you heard of Celsius.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear of Celsius for like the last 4 or 5 years. And it became a thing.
If we look at the operating total revenue here, and we look at the operating expenses just on the front page from the statement, you're not quite 10 times, right? Like you're 8 times. So you went up 8 times in revenue. That's a really good thing. Your expenses didn't quite go up by the same amount. It's like 7.5 times. Now I'm doing this in my head right now. You can pull out a calculator and get me the actual numbers, but the net income is also healthy. What I don't like to see is that there's share dilutions there. But I'm not seeing that anything here that, without like looking at their investor reports or their PowerPoint presentations or anything like that, I'm not seeing anything here that screams overhyped, except for maybe the PE ratio. There could just be a bunch of people that piled into this one, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. But they went from 5 years ago, they had 43 million in their bank. I think this is millions, right? Yeah, so they had 43 million. Today they got 540. So they went up more than like 12 times in just their bank account balance.
Yeah, but that year they went from 43 to 16 million. So they were starting to run on fumes.
Yeah.
But then the next year they jumped to 653 million. So Like that was a bad year for them.
Is that 21? No, it's 22.
22.
Let's go look at their outstanding, and I bet you that'll tell us. Well, see, they only issued 4 million shares, and then three.
Yeah, they're
three. Not a lot.
A little bit of a jump there, but
I call that raising capital. They're getting equity.
Yeah.
I don't see this one as overbought. It might be overhyped and might not be cheap relative to its historical price. But to know whether or not they're like expensive and it's a good time to sell with a huge amount of downside.
even the short interest isn't wildly outrageous.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Only 2 days. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's. It might be a little overpriced. I wouldn't say overhyped.
Okay, here's the final draw. What does Argus say?
Oh, or Market Edge.
Or Market Edge.
Oh,
Avoid.
Market Edge says avoid, so that means you got to buy it. So
Yep. That's our stock. If we're getting into energy drinks, it's going to be Celsius.
yeah, this is why Market Edge says avoid. There's not a lot of volatility right now. There could be. I wouldn't. I would want to know more. If you got a financial guy, just bounce it off of him. Tell us what he says.
Yeah. I want to go into their earnings call and find out what they're doing, where they're going with the company. I want to see the news to see if there's anything new and exciting.
We bought. Actually, I went back there and I forgot that I went back there. We added some to Coca-Cola, I think, recently. Let me look at the cost basis. So we didn't quite go that route. We went the Coca-Cola route. Yeah, we got
They have their own
4,000.
energy drinks.
I got 4,000 in a Coca-Cola now.
Yeah.
For our portfolio, probably not. But I mean, if you already own that stock, I don't see a reason why that one's gonna like do you harm. If your plan is to hold on to it, did they pay a dividend? I didn't check that. Let's go see if they paid dividend. This security does not currently pay a dividend. Okay. So I'm wondering if and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm wondering if your question relates to if the market crashes, are these guys going to take a bloodbath like everybody else and you're going to be stuck trying to sell something that won't sell? First of all, I wouldn't buy stocks knowing that might have to be something that you'll need to do in that scenario. Make sure it's money that you can afford to lose. Secondly, this is a pretty defensive product. We can go to their site, CELH stock, Celsius Holdings. Let's go to their website. I think. Oh goodness, there's YouTubers on it. That tells me to avoid it right away.
Well, they advertise. Celsius advertised a lot with YouTubers.
Oh, that's why. That's where they're getting all their stock price increases from. It's YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, they've got distribution. You wouldn't be number 3 if you didn't have capacity, even if it was like least.
They have their own distribution.
Yeah, I don't see this as a big risk, especially with all those people slamming that Celsius drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they got to have the pretty ladies. Yep, that's it. You drink this, you get flamingos and pretty ladies. Mm-hmm.
Just drink Celsius and Axe body spray to get all the women.
Make sure you go to Abercrombie and Fitch first, though. Yeah, I don't know. They're a little bit expensive, but sometimes people that buy stocks that are, I mean, look at AT&T, relatively cheap for its whole duration because it's well established. But then look at Amazon stock when they were developing and getting bigger. I don't think this company's quite in the same space as Amazon, but for a long time they were really expensive because they weren't making money. They were growing, but the profit was like not there. So this,
you got to compare them to Red Bull and Monster.
I would try to find out the hype that's causing this chart to do this. There's a reason for that because, like I said, the Robert Downey Jr. thing, that might still be it, but there's a lot of people there that are pretty smart that do these trades, and they would be buying these stocks for a reason. So you want to know what that reason is before you jump into something. This is why we stick to the companies that we know. We have a pretty good idea of what the reasons might be, and this is also why in our portfolio, when you look at it, we just don't have. I mean, there's not a lot of stocks in here. There's a few, but like if you look at it, there's maybe 20 something. 22, 23, 27, 30, 500.
Don't we count them?
No.
I would love to see
than
Robert
30.
Downey Jr. go back now to the stock market floor and do a comparison, because now it's just a bunch of people on computers.
Yeah. They're all at home wearing
not as-
slippers.
It's not as chaotic and people with phones with cords hanging from them.
Yeah, I remember when I bought my first couple of stocks that I had to call Robert, and he would call Chicago, and they would do the trade, and we get a little piece of paper, print out of the fax, and that was our little certificate for the trade. And it would take a while to actually confirm it. Now I buy a stock, or we buy it. I bought it yesterday. I bought these stocks yesterday, and it shows up like in my email an hour later. Get the confirmation the next morning. It's pretty different. It's a very different world now.
27.
20. Oh, we have 27. Yeah,
27 stocks.
that's getting pretty high.
It is. We try and keep it under 30.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trimming this.
Selling alley.
Yeah, now there's a fruit fly in here somehow. Got through my screen. I got these European windows, and the screens are a little bit wider than normal, so little bugs get through it. But no, I don't think that's a bad one. As far as the thesis goes, I would not plan on that stock, because that's a discretionary spend. Maybe bottled water isn't as much in some places, but in the United States and most places in Europe, water scarcity is a concern, but not cleanliness. Now, if you're from like a third world country, yeah, you're going to need that stuff. But for the most part, these guys do business mostly in the United States. You can even look up to see how much, how many different countries they operate in. But I don't think that one's going to be a big risk. If the market crashed, I would just hang on to it.
Man, I totally disagree with you. I would YOLO that stock and ride that brand to the moon.
Okay, have fun with that. More power to you.
Oh, did I mention that we are not your financial advisors, and anything we
good
say
God.
will be?
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Oh, yeah. So we've got a few more articles here. And I'd be really interested to know what people think about where the market is going to be in the next 6 months. Because if you look at all the charts, like let's look at SPY here. Spyglass? No, we want the index. Give me the index. State Street SPDR ETF Trust. The market is not pricing in. This is the thing that floors me. Consumers are stretched. Housing prices are still unaffordable. Gas prices are through the roof. Record levels of delinquencies on credit card deferrals and payments on loans.
Inflation's up to 3.5%.
Like, all these things are happening, and the stock market just does not care.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Okay.
And yet, look at that.
It just does not care.
It just keeps going up.
I think, here, let's go. Brian is spicy today. He needs to be more spicy every day.
I gotta be more spicy because you got your headache.
That's right. I have a headache. Oh, 627. So, I mean, gosh. That's just this year. But look what happened. Where's it? Year to date. There we go. All right, come on, zoom in. Look what happened when everybody thought, oh no, it's going to crash right now. In 1 month time, it dropped like 10%.
Okay, what happened?
Not a whole lot. They thought that the Strait of Hormuz was going to stay permanently closed.
Iran war happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And then now they realize that, oh yeah, it doesn't really affect America, so let's
And then
at least
they were
not
also,
directly.
it's out there that, it's going to end next month. So, yay, let's keep buying.
I will be surprised if he pulls off a deal that actually is beneficial to both parties. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but that's just me.
Or at least beneficial for us.
Yeah, I'm sure of. I know he'll do something like that, but so here's Warsh was he's part of
I'm
the
not
Fed
driving
now.
that car. Look at that thing.
What are you talking about?
How
That
is
looks
that?
like it'll
It's
go
like-
0 to 60 and sometimes.
It's like a golf cart. A covered golf cart is what that is.
It's bigger than my first car. First car was a Geo Metro. It's actually bigger than it.
Thing's probably $1,500.
It's a Chinese. That's an advertisement. All right, so
It is an
let's
advertisement.
get
I
out.
was just messing with you.
So you want to read this, or you want me to read it? This is the point of this article.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is about the Fed. So we're trying to position ourselves defensively because we're this is a public portfolio. We want everybody to see what we're doing so they can learn and grow with us. With our 280% returns and 20% year over year growth and $400 almost a month in dividend checks. So you can, if we make a mistake, you can laugh at us all the way to the bank. If that's
And
how
we
that
can't do that without the Federal Reserve and what they put for interest rates.
Yeah, so we're
'Cause
trying to
that
figure
matters.
out how the Fed's going to play with the Strait of Hormuz closed and all the inflation things coming out. There's a lot of talk that the Fed's going to potentially raise rates. Now, that's just talk. I'm not sure that Warsh is going to do that, so we've got this article up to try to see what might happen.
He
All right,
might
take it away.
wash his hands of it for this year.
He's washing it. That's awful.
Although Jerome Powell is no longer Fed chair, parentheses, he still serves on the Board of Governors, end parentheses, along with every other ex-Fed chair. His final Federal Open Market Committee meeting on April 29th was a doozy that may end up roiling the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and NASDAQ Composite. Over the last 48 years, no Fed chair has had a lower dissent rate per meeting than Powell. We love Powell. Yet, the outgoing head of the Fed's last meeting in charge was marked by a historic 4 dissents, the highest number since 1992. Stephen Mirren favored a 1/4 point cut to the federal funds target rate, while Beth Hammock, Neil Kashkari,
You're doing awesome. Keep going.
and Lori Logan didn't support the inclusion of an easing bias statement by the FOMC.
All right, so I gotta mock him for just a second, and he can probably stab back with like a nuclear missile. Please don't do that. But like, Powell's got a face that looks like that every time somebody asks him a question, he purses his lips.
Yeah.
He's just got this, like, oh, like something got stabbed in the background, or like the questions that they're asking him, because he's got a hard job, are just like, how many people die today if I answer this way?
He always looks like he's thinking, Jesus Christ, why are you talking to me? Don't talk to me.
Oh, so that's what that look is. Man, I get that all the time. Oh, wow.
Man. I gotta explain things to you now. Found the oh, go ahead.
No, this is a bad joke. Keep going.
Okay. Following the release of the Fed's minutes from the April meeting, i.e., a detailed record of the debates and insights from policymakers behind closed doors, we learned that this dissent may be far greater than the FOMC statement on April 29th let on. The Fed minutes primarily paint a picture of patience, with policymakers preaching a wait-and-see approach, given the persistent price stickiness of President Trump's tariffs on the goods sector and the energy price shock associated with the Iran war. The 12-person body responsible for setting the nation's monetary policy doesn't want to jump the gun.
Can't imagine why. Can you imagine that? Like 0.25%, you change interest rates for all the banks and all the lending out there, and you got it wrong.
And then everything crashes.
Just 25 basis points. Like you do 0.25%, a very small amount. All of a sudden, the whole world just goes, and it's your fault.
Yeah.
Not an easy job.
All the loans default all at once. But in the section that detailed FOMC participants' views on current conditions and the economic outlook, a different story emerged. As stated in the Fed minutes, a majority of participants highlighted, however, that some policy firming would likely become appropriate if inflation were to continue to run persistently above 2%. To address this possibility, many participants indicated that they would have preferred removing the language from the post-meeting statement that suggested an easing bias regarding the likely direction of the committee's future interest rate decisions. There's a lot of P words.
That's a hard thing to read.
That's a lot of P words. I felt like I was in V for Vendetta.
Or Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah.
Basically what this is saying is, yeah, it ain't looking good, so we might have to raise rates back to like 1980 levels.
Right.
It's like watching Obama give a speech where it's all eloquent and very well said, and he's very composed and never gets a thing wrong. And then you watch Trump give a speech. Yeah, we killed him. It's like, what? Okay.
Today, at approximately 12:05, we went in and we neutralized the yeah.
Osama is dead.
We went in this afternoon and we kicked his ass.
Yes.
He's dead. He's not alive anymore.
Yeah, that's about how that reads.
Mission accomplished.
All right, continue.
1,000 points of light. That doesn't say 3 participants disagreed with the easing bias statement. It says many, implying a likely shift to a neutral bias, perhaps as soon as the June meeting.
Wow, that's in a few weeks.
That is. The Fed minutes also make clear that rate hikes are on the table in the event that inflation continues to climb or remains well above 2%. As the inflationary effects of the Iran move
begin.
As the
you got it.
Move begin.
Man, so wait. You got through all of the Mr. Popper's Penguins like P words. There's like a whole paragraph of them, and that trips you up?
It didn't make sense. As the inflationary effects of the Iran move begin to move.
The moves begin to move. It makes perfect sense to anybody who doesn't speak English as their first language.
Okay. As the inflationary effects of the Iran war begin to move beyond the energy sector, another surge in prices is likely.
This was written out of Madagascar. They just move it everywhere. It's good.
And this is, of course, the Kobasi letter.
That's where I got this. I was on Facebook, one of my little troll groups.
I get this one a lot. This Kobasi letter.
So, I mean, there's a committee of people, but think about this for a minute. Oh, no. I don't
What'd
need to
you
read that
do?
Letter.
I clicked
on the
it.
letter. Yeah, so this is the X article. Actually, not Facebook. Sorry, X. I'm going to click on it again. No,
Stop.
So here we go. So this one, they actually had to analyze the minutes of the meeting to come up with that 37% number of just the odds of hiking interest rates. And the stock market reacts to that. Like, this is where, to me, it's just, I'm out. I'm not playing that game because it's so risky to base it. But what he's saying though is that we were at a point where inflation was almost under control. Like he was almost. Can you imagine this? Like Powell's whole reign was get it under control, get it like trying to fix it. And all of a sudden we hit Iran. All the oil tankers are on the other side of the strait, and inflation just goes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he woke up that morning? He's just like.
Now keep in mind for the people watching this, that doesn't mean that the interest rates are going to go up to 37%. What that means is there's a 37% chance that they're going to hike it up 1/4%.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh, I would hope they wouldn't. Can you imagine that? 37%. I want to be a bank. I'm going to go work for a bank then.
I could see how people could get confused by that. It's like 37%. There's no effing way.
Yeah, so the reason why they're doing that is because the dollar is the world's reserve currency. The fact that it is the world's reserve currency is why we have such a crazy amount of debt, and we need that debt to be able to function. When we issue a T-bill or a bond, that is how we pay for the military, the federal government, sometimes state governments. Obviously, there's taxes that are collected too, but the amount of taxes that are collected versus how much we actually spend.
Well, the
I mean,
taxes.
I gotta go like up there, but I mean,
the taxes now, I'll just go to pay the interest on the debt.
almost. It's not quite that bad, but it's getting there. So that's where like this stuff matters because they hike the rates. It affects the bond rates. Long-term, short-term interest. It affects like when you go and you want to buy a house or you want to get a car loan or any kind of debt. Like if you're a business, you've got revolving credit on a fleet of vehicles. It affects that if it's a adjustable or an amortized like rate. So let's say you've got a 3-year term where you have got an ARM loan, and that will change based on whatever the rate is that the Fed will set. Now, it's not quite 100% controlled by the Fed. There are private banks. Banks kind of set their own rates, but they are very heavily influenced by demand and what the Fed does. So in this case, if the Fed decides to raise rates, that's going to put in, at least in my opinion, I don't know, like I thought the market was going to crash last year, but that's going to put a pretty big brakes on the FOMO frothing at the mouth day trading crew that's trading these stocks. I think that if the Fed raises it, mortgages go up to 8 to 9%, that's going to break a few things of the economy. If they go that high, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do much. I think if they do anything, they're probably going to keep it flat for a few months. And then maybe if inflation doesn't get under control and the Strait doesn't get under control, the peace treaty doesn't happen, maybe they'll start hiking it by 1/4 point or 25 basis points, maybe every quarter. Now, if you see them do something like 0.5% or 1%, hang on. That's where, Valley, I would tell you about your stock. The ones that don't pay dividends, maybe get out of those because that's going to not be good. So we're trying to watch this to see.
Yeah, and if you see all the short sellers or the people who do all the calls and puts, if they're putting an end to their call positions,
Yeah.
you know something's coming.
Yeah.
There's just a mass exodus of people getting out of their call positions, then it's probably going to go down.
We're trying to prepare for that in the channel by just publishing thumbnails that are lower than what the actual portfolio values. I mean, we're $30,000, 20% lower than what we actually are worth in the portfolio. Like, we're publishing that to people because I mean, I don't know what it'll drop, but typical historical stock market will drop around 40%. So Trump is the right person to make the speech on the world ending. The world, yes.
It's going to end. It's going to be like you never seen.
Even Jesus would be proud. Everyone says so.
Just ask Sleepy Joe. You can't because he doesn't talk these days. But if you could, he'd tell you that he couldn't remember. He can't remember anything these days. He just sleeps. He might be dead. Nobody knows.
And we will still have Taiwan.
China. World might be ending, but you're not getting Taiwan. Never. It's not on the table.
But he's going to hold up his $250 bills. Won't I look great in this?
Congress still has to, we still have to talk about that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So there's this next paragraph. I'll let you finish this out because this is important, I think.
This is worrisome news for a historically expensive stock market that was counting on several rate cuts in 26-27 to fuel the artificial intelligence data center build-out. With the FOMC's easing bias potentially being removed, the prospect of rate hikes not cuts, becomes more likely.
How do you think all these data centers and the AI boom and Mag 7 stocks are getting their money? Think about that for a minute. They start raising rates.
Mr. Spartacus 8443, I think there are a lot of cuts coming. I think the logic with Trump always has a dark side.
Now, you can't blame Trump for that because the Fed is the one that sets the policy as an independent governing board. Look at like Biden's administration. The cuts and the dramatically damaging to the housing market event that took under the watch of Biden. That was all like the free money, the 2.7% mortgage rates that basically destroyed the housing market. And if you don't believe me, wait a few years.
And that's not necessarily Biden's fault either, unless he'd like put a gun to Yellen's head. Was it Yellen back then?
Yeah, and he didn't. Like, it wasn't him. Like, Biden didn't do that. That was the Fed that did that. You can't blame the federal government for what the Federal Reserve did in this case. Now, they can influence it, and there could be back market deals like Monsanto and Bayer, getting into bed together and becoming the same stock. But, like, that's not the way that typically works.
And even Powell and Warsh now, they're not the sole voice to say that this is how it's going to be. There's a committee, and it's the New York Fed that really mandates how things go, right? So
Yellen's still on that board, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Let's see. Federal current. Well, I can't spell. Hang on. Current Federal Reserve.
Is Greenspan still alive? If he is, he's probably still on it. Bernanke.
Get somebody to hold up his hand.
I think Bernanke's still on there, right?
Yeah, there's so Kevin Warsh, Jefferson, Bauman, Michael Barr. Okay, camera's in the way. Lisa Cook. Jerome Powell, Christopher Gordon, member. Okay, so there's the present. I want a quick answer. Give me the AI answer. It's probably wrong, but I'm gonna. Yellen is not on the board anymore. I don't think.
She was.
She was.
That must be recent.
What? Okay, when did Yellen leave? When you
is
said
Yellen still is Yellen still part of the Federal Reserve somewhere?
And is she a part of the board? You want Greenspan too?
No.
I'd be surprised if he's around.
I don't know if he's still alive. Let me find out. Janet Yellen stepped down in 2018.
If this goes by what they say, then we are going to have a lot of problems with the USAC. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That is very true. That is why Elon Musk went into the federal government and tried to create Doge. He was not. Oh, she's still involved? Yeah, so Secretary of Treasury. Yeah, so she was the Secretary of Treasury at the Brookings Institution.
Alan Greenspan, as of May 2026, the former Federal Reserve Chairman is still alive and is 100 years old.
Wow.
Having celebrated his centennial birthday March 6th.
And this is what I think of that. What her face is. I think just like that. How do they catch these people mid-word like that? I'm going to be looking at myself one day, 20 years from now. It's like, how did they catch me like that? That's a good photo.
Like one eye is higher than the other. It makes her look like her eyes are out of
yeah,
not equal.
There's a lot of doom and gloom going around this. The debt will become a problem, but Spartacus, if you own stocks in companies that produce products that people have to have, let's say you buy Campbell's Soup continues to do business. If inflation goes up, they have to raise their prices. So naturally, by just pure inflation from the consumer side of it, your product price will go up, ergo your dividend check will go up, and so will the stock price go up. I've had somebody also argue with me about crypto. Well, the dollar is going to go, bankrupt, and it's because of all of our United States debt, so you should buy crypto. Okay, if you trade stock, you can, I can sell my Russian stocks for the ruble. I could sell, in that environment, I would imagine that if I didn't want to trade it for the dollar, I could then trade my stock for I'm assuming Bitcoin took over. If Bitcoin took over, I could get it for that. So don't buy that argument. That's a very ill-educated argument, I would say. I would pay to see Joe Biden and Trump have debated every Sunday.
Joe Biden used boy as threat, which sometimes I think that scares the living out Trump. Example, Joe sleeps during talk, then shouts boy.
What we really need is we need a younger generation.
Yeah, that's a novel idea. By younger, like maybe 50s.
Somebody who's been around long enough, yeah, like 50s, but not
even the 60s are fine, right?
But not like 80. Trump's gonna be 80 soon. Come on.
Yeah,
I get
spry.
why, but
I mean, I don't know. He's a lot sharper than what Joe was, but
but still, I mean, is that really how you want to describe the leader of the free world? You're spry. I mean, seriously, I'm spry. I'm running my company and I'm spry. I don't know. That just sounds like all the old names from the 1920s are coming back. I heard like Edna and Agnes and all those names are coming back. I guess Gen Z is having kids and they're naming them that. I think that's kind of funny. But on that side note, here's your hype.
Oh, is this Motley Fool?
Yeah, this is your hype.
Oh, let's do the Motley Fool. We're gonna do a free advertisement reading here.
Oh, okay, go for it.
The Motley Fool Stock Advisor Analyst team just identified what they believe are the 10 best stocks for investors to buy now, and S&P 500 index wasn't one of them. The 10 stocks that made the cut could produce monster returns in the coming year. Consider when Netflix made this list on December 17th, 2004. If you invested $1,000 at that time of our recommendation, you'd have $477,813. $477,813. Or when Nvidia made this list on April 15th, 2005, if you invested $1,000 at that time of our recommendation, you'd have $1,320,088. Now it's worth noting Stock Advisor's total average returning is 986%, a market crushing outperformance compared to 208% for the S&P 500. Don't miss the latest top 10 list available with Stock Advisor and join an investing community built on individual investors for individual investors. See the 10 stocks now. There we go.
Oh, I came back at just the right time, just long enough to throw up a little bit and then come back and realize that you're done. We're good.
I did a good job.
You did a good job.
They're going to pay me now. Joe, during his 40s, was like angry Hugh Jackman, but a bit more fragile, with more serious now. He just sleeps, but still angry man sleeping. He just like boy.
Politics is hard. You can't say anything right and you can't do anything wrong. I mean, it's
oh man.
Think about that. Doing everything right and then you're saying everything wrong. I don't know. I don't see the Fed as we continue. There's a picture here. I think this is a hilarious photo. It's not.
What did they do to him? He looks like Jim Carrey trying to be Treasury Secretary.
It's like, why am I up here? Why am I doing this? No.
It is. It looks like Jim Carrey trying to be Bassett. Doesn't
it? I feel bad. I guess there's a $250 bill coming out. It's kind of fascinating, but
no, it's not.
Well,
they're trying to. It's got to get through Congress. Congress isn't going to improve it.
They might before midterms, but after that, no way.
Because I was just at the Treasury, man. I know you got to be dead. There's no living person on a bill.
Is that why he's got such an awkward smile? Like he knows something?
No, that's what they're trying to change, is that you could have a living person. for the 250-year anniversary of the United States.
Honestly, Obama should be on one of those. He's the first black president.
He's still alive.
That's the thing. So if Trump gets one, Obama should get one. They should both get one. They should be on the same bill, or Biden and Trump on the same bill. That I would actually get a ton of those just for that reason. That way I can equally offend everybody.
Okay.
So like if it's like you're going to the store, nobody uses cash anymore. But if I did, I went to go buy something. Let's say I was buying Coca-Cola, because I never drink that either.
Celsius.
But I'm just randomly at a store. I never get out anyways, and I decide, hey, I'm going to buy this nice Coca-Cola. I pick it out and I give it to the cashier, and I show them the Trump dollar, and they get instantly offended. It's like, oh, no, hang on, I got another one. I just pull it back. I flip it over, and then I give them the same one. And it's got Biden, and they're instantly like my best friend.
There we go.
It's an icebreaker.
It doesn't matter who you're talking to. You got a bill for everybody.
Exactly. Equal opportunity.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
So where are we going with this?
We got Trump trying to get a $250 bill for the 250th anniversary of the United States of America and a commemorative coin and some other sort of weird thing to put his name on. And
yeah.
I don't see it getting through Congress, but if it does, more power to him. And Bassett said, basically, we are looking at this, and if it passes through Congress, we'll do it. But if it doesn't, we're going to abide the law.
Yeah.
So no matter what Trump says,
I think
if it doesn't pass, I ain't doing it.
I think we have a bigger problem to worry about than, like, even Spartacus, you're in Portugal, aren't you? Like, if you're from there and you know about our debt, like, you're not even from the United States and you know about this. So, like, we got to fix that problem, but that's just me. I'm not in any kind of position to be able to do anything about it anyway, so I vote. That's about all I can do. No, I think as far as stocks go, like what we should be buying, I mean, and humor me on this. I'm curious why Rumble has doubled almost in the past. Is it doubled?
No.
Yeah, almost. They were at what, 480 something, almost $5 a share. I don't remember what they were at.
Like way back, it was 5.
Yeah, their low was 333.
333.
That's pretty low.
It's almost tripled.
The question is, like, do we think the Fed are they going to actually raise rates? Do we think it's bad enough that they're not going to be able to come out with a deal with Iran? The strait remains closed. The government issues these barrels of oil like you talked about, and prices stay flat for a bit, long enough for them to negotiate it. Like, what do we think the Fed's going to do? Do you think they're going to raise it? Do we think they're going to lower it? I don't think they're going to lower it.
They'll either raise it the quarter or they'll keep it the way it is. I don't think they're going to lower it either.
So if they're not going to lower it and they're going to raise it, that's going to put a draw on construction, housing, and lending overall.
And if there's a spike, it's not going to be a spike upwards as far as the market's concerned if they raise it.
What to buy in that scenario? So this is what we're going to be looking at this month, is trying to figure out, okay, if this happens, and obviously we don't have a crystal ball on what they're going to do in the next 3 to 4 months, but we can kind of guess like where we should position our portfolio in the next few months for that. Like before the flash crash when Biden was around, we had what, $8,000 or $9,000 of T-bills, and we put that into Intel, and that ended up giving us. So if you're curious, and I see a bunch of people jumping in, yeah, we really do have 20% per year. This is what it's at. Now, this is excluding dividend checks. You throw in dividend checks, we're almost at 25%. We're not telling you 25, we're telling you 20. And then you can see off the stock sales that we've done that we've gained almost 52,000 and a half of just gains, excluding net contributions. Now, in a portfolio that's this small, that's still a third of the value of the portfolio in just profit. So What we're trying to do is we're trying to build something that's durable. I'm not looking for the next moonshot, which, that'd be great if we got one. But what I'm trying to do is we're trying to position the portfolio so that if the market takes a massive dump, probably in my front lawn, I don't know why. Somehow it would be me. I don't know. I'm like Neville in Harry Potter. But the $388 that we're getting in our dividend checks on top of the gains, so these come in anyways, stay there. Like we don't. This might go down to maybe the 122,000 we're posting in the thumbnail, but we want to make sure that those dividend checks come in there. So we have to buy something that's not going to get hit by that. Which in last month, which is actually last week. So last month was May for our stock purchase. Month 49. Next month will be 50. We bought Nike a little bit. We had 2,000 into Nike, 2,200. We added $800. And then we also bought XYL. We did a video, when was it, Brian? It was like January, February, something like that?
Somewhere around there.
Where we were talking about the water crisis, that the groundwater is going away 3 times as quickly as the rivers, and places like India, we're looking at 900 million people not having any drinking water. Iran is dealing with that right now, and it's not because of the war. People were protesting this before that. So, like, imagine a regime that decides that, oh, you can't drink, let's just shoot you, and that's what they've been doing. So it's been awful. That aside, XYL is a company that is a global-based company that can come in and provide equipment and infrastructure to help solve that problem, because these places are going to need it.
Clean up the water and find water, yeah.
Yeah, so we added a little bit to XYL, not as they're going to grow really fast, but more as a defense play. We added more to Nike because I guess the CEO came out and said that, now, I'm a Christian guy, and some of the stuff they've been doing is not supportive of that regime. I guess the dogma that I believe in.
Values.
The values. It says, yeah, there you go. The values. I have values. I don't know what they are, but I have values. No, they came out and they said that they made a mistake. It was a veiled way of saying oops. So we bought $2,000 to say prove it, and we added a few more just to kind of level that out. So in the portfolio, we went from $2,000 to $3,000 for most of these. So if you sort our portfolio by cost basis, you can see the highest stocks we have are Deckers, which is the Nike anti-hero, Pfizer, Comcast, Kimberly-Clark, and then that's kind of how that all sorts out.
And Nike was getting beat up, like,
oh yeah,
they got destroyed. And they still had market value, market share. They still had a good product. There was a lot that was still good with Nike, and their book value was looking better since they were destroyed. So it was kind of like an Intel play, but not quite to that level. But we feel they're going to come back if they do what they say and get back to their core business. They're going to come back.
Valley wants us to wait till the 17th to make our month. We will for the next month.
Yeah,
we're going to make our.
We do it every month.
Yeah, probably after that meeting. But I want to highlight something to Valley. Now, if you're in the United States, this applies to you. If you're not in the United States, I don't know what your tax laws are. I imagine they're higher. Maybe not much, not anymore. But like if you look at our transaction history here, you can see the purchases, right? So I bought them yesterday. But then you can also see their qualified dividends, right? So these are all, wow, I actually didn't realize when we bought the stocks, they didn't go through all at once. But anyways, look at these qualified dividends. So in the United States, if you hold a stock longer than a year and you sell it, you pay qualified capital gains rates on your taxes. Now you talk to your tax person; they can confirm that, but that's a much lower tax rate than ordinary income. These qualified dividends, if you hold them for a long enough period of time, do the same thing. So
a year.
A year. If you well, actually, I think it's only 90 days.
Is it 90 days?
Yeah, I don't remember. somebody check me on that. But I think if you're looking at like overall dividend, let's say Annaly Capital pays 10% and then Campbell Soup pays 7%. Well, 10% at my tax bracket gets taxed to become, if it's a $10 check, $6.10. Campbell Soup pays 7.8. I think it's 7.8. Let me double check this. Yeah, Campbell Soups. They paid me $70. Let's go there. Let's go look at them. Campbell Soup. Campbell Soup. There they are. They pay General Mills is another good one we want to look at. So 7.5. So I would make $7.50. It seems like less until you assume 15% off of that. So it's about another dollar. So it's $6.50 that I would make roughly in Campbell's Soup. So if you take the two numbers, Campbell's actually pays a higher dividend than Annaly Capital. It's not quite how it works out at my tax bracket, but it's pretty close. So you get the idea. If you wait for certain events to buy stocks, you try to time it like that, you're going to find out how impossibly frustrating that can be. It just doesn't. That's why I make the joke of like, wait a day or two after I buy a stock and you'll get it 10% cheaper, because I'm notoriously good at picking very good long-term stocks. But on the short term, like a day to day, I'm always off by 10% for some reason. Like it's always goes up or down by 10% after I buy it, usually down, because I either jump the gun or I just don't. But if you overall, like I said, if you looked at what we did with performance and the overall portfolio, it hasn't affected me at all. Neither Brian or I have done poorly by trying to time the market, and we don't. So we've done pretty well without having to worry about that. So I don't know. I think, man, where to go with this for this next month? I'd say 3M or like Fastenal or something, but they're up a lot. Fastenal's not up as much. We could look at them probably a little bit more this month.
Good.
Maybe 3M. They did spin off Solventum. I kind of want to look at Kimberly-Clark, but they're number 4. So I can't add much to them. Because they just bought Kenvue, which is the J&J spinoff. United Health has already started to recover, so that's a no-go. ADP, that could be an
ADP.
all right one. Yeah, maybe that one. Because it's funny to watch ADP if you could take their chart over 10 years and look at them every April. They have this very predictable bounce. You can see it. Right there, right there, right there. I don't know what happened here, but then here, there. There's a very predictable, like, right, let's see, what is that? What month is that? Should be about December. It doesn't tell me. Anyways, I heard this window of 60 days before, 90 days before X date. Yeah, I think it's 90. I don't have much else to talk about today. I think this is kind of it. I just wanted to check the Fed and see what we should be looking at for this month, and then we'll come out with a whole bunch of articles relating to what we look at next week. I'm thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong here, Brian, I'm thinking Fastenal. ADP should be something we should be poking at. Maybe Kimberly-Clark. More Campbell Soup.
We should probably poke at Procter & Gamble again.
Oh, PG?
Yeah.
Oh, they are down. Yeah, okay. All right, let me put this in our list. So we got ADP. This is to look at, not to buy. We already talked about what we bought. CPB, KMB, PG, rated, Fastenal. And are we going to do 3M or are we going to wait?
We could look at them, but I mean, at 84%.
They've been kind of stuck there for the past year, haven't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're pros yet, Valley. Nobody sponsors us. If we do get sponsored and there's commercials in there, look out. And I'm sorry in advance. We're not Celeste, though.
If we're pros, we must not be very entertaining.
Yeah, that's the hard part of making finance fun. I think that's a good start. We can add more to this next week. If you guys got stocks in this list that you want us to dig deeper on, or ones like General Mills, let us know. We will definitely take a look at those and see what we can see.
All right, so announcements. I've been working on our Patreon page, and that is almost done. So hopefully we can get that out and get a space that we could all just talk about things, and a safe space for discussing stocks and whatever. And we'll probably, I want to get to where we're putting some private videos in there that only people in the Patreon see and can talk with us and discuss things behind the scenes, to where we could be a little less censored and reserved, and we could, say some of the things that we really feel.
Brian is trying to tell you that he secretly hates the stocks that we buy.
I secretly hate stocks in general. I'd rather talk Star Wars. No. But maybe we'll put a section in there just for Star Wars talk.
We could. Probably get more views.
Yeah, but that's almost done. So I need to go over some things with Tom and finalize some things. So we'll roll that out soon, and hopefully we get people to sign up. There'll be a few tiers as to what you get. There's, of course, going to be a free tier for anybody, but then a $5 and a $10 tier.
Do what he says. That helps us get more time to do this, because right now my time's got to be like split 20 different ways. It's super fun.
Well, then I think there's going to come a time where we're not going to take stock picks or any ads from chat. Then we're just going to have you put it in Patreon. So if you want individual stock analysis, you put it into Patreon, and we'll do it there, and then do a video on it. Or maybe we'll even have a call where you could get on a call with us and we'll talk about it.
We should do that.
That's a time commitment, so we need to talk about what kind of time we have to do that. But with this, if we get more revenue, more revenue equals more time. So
why can't you guys make a platform for Star Wars reactions? We're thinking about it. I don't know, man. It's the problem with finance is it's not very exciting, and most people don't care what the numbers say. They like the profit, but going through all this stuff is not... Like, if you work at my company, you probably like me going through all this stuff because it helps you. It gives us benefits, it gives us vacation, gives us good work weeks and things. But, like, if you're on YouTube, you're probably not on YouTube just to be like, oh, yeah, I think I'll do some balance sheet analysis today. Like, that's not why people go to YouTube. No. So there is that problem. But,
and you know what? There's this guy, Star Wars Theory, that you can go watch. He's very good.
No, we're better than him. But actually, no, he's going to do a collaboration with us. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of just Star Wars. So he has like a Harry Potter channel and other channels, but he's very good. But we should like go and help him with his finances.
and every single one of those channels gets millions of views, and we do not.
They do. He's got a lot of subscribers. I think he's got 3 million subscribers, but yeah.
Yeah, we'd be a very different channel. So
he's also been doing it for like 9-10 years. So
everyone would rather talk Star Wars. No kidding, Mike. Yeah, so Vele, you mentioned RHI and Line. Neither one of those can cover their dividend. I gotta mention too that Robert Half is a staffing company. I can't believe how much money the modern day slave market makes. I mean staffing, professional staffing.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. They got
No, I meant slave market. That's the modern day slave trade.
beautiful offices downtown Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Platform for Star Wars. I don't. We'll have to think about that. So maybe what we could do is to try to spice this up. We'll have to have maybe Brian. You can come up with a controversial, nerdy, or movie, or sports, or something to talk about that I have to react to because I don't get out. I just work. It's kind of all I do.
We could talk about the finances behind the Empire and how much money it took to actually create the Death Star and where all that money came from, and then the taxes from the different systems. And no. Do they have a stock market? Did Star Wars have a stock market?
Do we think people would actually watch that though? I mean, think about it. Like we're talking stocks, and I'm showing people the secret sauce of how to become wealthy. Like literally, if you get 20% stock gains per year for 20 years, and you're putting in $400 a month, maybe we should do a spreadsheet, like update our snowball spreadsheet, because you're gonna be a millionaire.
You are. We just have to put it in terms of Star Wars.
But if they watch the Star Wars one over that, I'm gonna go out there and question my life choices. Like seriously, you could buy all the Star Wars things you want, anything you want. You can have a Star Wars mural in your dining room, like we do. If you want to know where that is, go back to past videos. It actually shows it. It's somewhere with like weird Barbies. It's an old video and it's terrible, and I'm not sorry.
I was learning video editing it then, just trying to figure things out, and that's what. Barbie's had to disappear. That was fun.
I think we'll look at those for this month. Brian, we'll check out the Kajabi stuff. That's that's what we're building.
Oh yeah,
for everybody else.
I said Patreon, didn't I? It's Kajabi.
Yeah, it's Kajabi.
Kajabi.
Kajabi. We shall check it out. But yeah, look for that. We'll have some of that out there. We'll try to build this up a little bit more. Like I said, this channel makes like $5, so we still have to do our normal thing. And that's probably total $5. It doesn't pay for the lighting. But once that starts growing, we'll be able to build this up a little bit more. We'll be able to have more dedicated time for videos, and maybe we can talk conspiracy theories and what I would buy in alien invasions and stuff more on the channel. What I'd like to do is get the guy from the Y-Files on and have him analyze like Pfizer stock with us. He'll probably have like some conspiracy theory about like Jimmy Hoffa, like somehow it's tied to the stock. Very convincing one too.
Well, see, Jimmy Hoffa was he was a Teamster for the auto union, right? But he also was a Teamster for the pharmaceutical union. And what happened, it wasn't the auto union that killed him and the mafia. It was the pharmaceutical, because what he did is they found a cure for cancer and he had it. And he was going to use that as leverage against the pharmaceuticals at the time to make them, give them more money and more benefits, and they weren't going to have that. So they teamed up.
This?
No, I'm just making up on the spot. They teamed up with the auto union, or the auto makers, and they had to figure out what they needed to do with them. So it was actually the pharmaceutical company that drugged and killed him, and it was then the builders out in Detroit that in one of the buildings, don't know which one yet, he's part of the foundation.
So he's like Han Solo, basically, just entombed.
Just not in carbonite, in concrete.
Well, maybe.
There's no coming back from concrete.
they could have improved it. He could be some future tech that we don't know about. So
there's your Jimmy
yet.
Hoffa pharmacy conspiracy.
Conspiracy, Jimmy Hoffa. And your stock. There's your stock, sponsored by Pfizer.
And it wasn't Pfizer back then.
What was it back then?
Well, Upjohn was Michigan.
Yeah.
And then there was Pharmacia. We'll say it was Dow.
It was Dow Chemical.
Dow Chemical. No,
Dow was a big company for a while.
They're huge.
They were massive. Yeah. Look what happened to these guys. Dow, I spell them right. Dow Inc. They were one that like I bought way back when, and
them and DuPont. DuPont was huge.
DuPont was big too. There we go. Reissued. That's right. They got it reissued. DuPont did as well. That used to be stock symbol DD. You make this very believable. If you continue with this path, you will
Make visit to you.
In other words, you're going to get visited by some men in black suits.
The men in black.
And it won't be the IRS.
See, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do a Y-Files start type channel, but it's just going to be made up conspiracies because he does conspiracies that are like already out there, proliferated and believable. Then he puts his, dampener on it. It's like, but is it true? I'm just going to make shit up. I'm eventually going to hit on an actual conspiracy. They're going like, how does he know that? I'm going to be visited. I'll be like, I just made it up.
It was the aliens. They invented the stock market.
It just seems logical. Damn it. Don't kill me.
Yeah, poor DuPont. They reissued too. See? DuPont's an old company. Yeah. I think that's funny. People tell you, oh, I'm fully vested in GM stock. Uh-huh. What happened to your pension during the 2007 bust?
Wasn't DuPont the one, we don't make the products you use, we make the products you use better, people?
I don't know. Somebody tell us if that's true.
Brian and Tom, each of you pick a CEO.
Me.
Okay, Tom.
Actually, a janitor. I don't want to be. The
pick
more
a CEO for what? Mardo. Each of you pick a CEO that we want to be, that we want to meet, that we want to.
I'd like to meet myself when I'm not stuck in this office all the time. I wonder what that's like.
The more you make noises, the more they have to make the hard decisions to meet you. What the fuck? What does that mean?
What it means is like, okay, this guy's on to us. We're going to have to pay him a visit. And what it's going to be, Brian, you're going to go to like the ice cream store with your family. You're just going to be like, oh, I think I'll have the Heath Flurry. And this dude's going to stand next to you and be like, you don't want the Heath Flurry. Come with me. And he holds up like a Superman popsicle or something. Flashes like a trench coat kind of flash. This is 120 degrees. What are you wearing that for? Oh, okay. I'm coming with you.
It sounds like it's going to be valet.
No, man. I would be. If that happened to me, I would be the stupid idiot that would run screaming. It's like, oh, jeez. Like, what? No, he's going away again.
You're like a little girl, too.
Probably.
No.
Hey, you jerks, I can still run the 5K. The guy's
so
like, I got a car.
The noises.
Yeah.
I guess if you had to pick a CEO, the obvious one is Elon Musk.
I would have wanted to meet Warren Buffett, but I think he's too old now.
He's still alive, man.
I know, but I don't think he's like, I'm done with these people.
I hate people. People suck. I'm just going back to my ranch in Omaha.
I don't think he's like that. I think he's usually pretty personable. I don't know. I've never met him. I don't know.
He's a grandpa. He'd tell you all stories of when he was old. And if you knew him longer, he'd probably tell you those stories 20 times.
Can you imagine how much wisdom is locked up inside his brain that's just going to go away?
A lot.
There's a lot.
Is it CEOs living in or dead or any CEO?
Any CEO. I would like to meet Jesus as a CEO, and I would like to ask him while we're at the gym, so when you do push-ups, are you just doing a push-up or are you benching the earth?
That's
like, what is that really? Is that where
Chuck
the earthquakes
Norris.
come from in China?
That's the Chuck Norris joke.
That's a Chuck Norris joke. Fight to the death. I'd say Elon would win. Well, duh. Elon's got that thing with Mark Zuckerberg, I think. He was going to do a cage fight with them. Incredibly stupid move on Elon's decision.
And Buffett's like 95 years old, man.
Tom, you missed an opportunity for self-promotion. Yeah, that's the story of my life. Yep.
Was Nikola Tesla CEO of some company? I'd like to meet him.
I'd be interested, like, after the fact, when he dies, he figures out everything that happens. Like, okay, so who was really, like, conspiring against you? Was it really everybody, or, like, which groups? How did this all start? Yeah. No, it'd probably be Warren Buffett or Elon Musk. I'm good with that. I guess Elon Musk for a while was sleeping in, like, his office because he was worried that somebody was going to come murder him.
In his tiny house?
No, like, he wasn't even in his house. It was, like, actually at the Tesla factory.
No. Come murder him in his tiny house.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
That's why one of his wives left him. Because he's like the richest man in the world and he lives like a bum. He's like, he doesn't spend his money on us.
That's smart, though.
It is
smart.
He like sleeps in his office.
How do you, I would not, can you imagine that? Like, being the richest guy in the world and single? Like, how do you know she actually loves you?
You don't.
You don't. There's
At
no
that
way to
point, you
know.
don't. No. Especially if she's a pretty good actress, you know? She's playing that long game.
Brian and the Russian Mafia is like Jim Carrey and the Russian Mafia. Or Jim Curry? Is there a Jim Curry?
I think it's Jim Carrey, his meaning.
Well, Jim Curry could be like the cheap B-roll knockoff guy.
Jim Curry. Or maybe it's Tim Curry.
It's not Ace Ventura. It's Ace Ventura. You'd never know. You might not. I mean, not at the
Adventura.
Ace Adventura. Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. Oh man, that's kind of like where Brian and I would come into a like, if hey, we want to make it big and we get to be like these B-roll actors in a film. Some Adam Sandler clip.
Yeah, you know, we're the media or whatever in this.
He'd probably make it so like a wet fish jumps out of the water and smacks me in the face, and that's my entire media debut. That's the only thing I ever get. It's like, oh wow, you're the wet fish guy. Oh yeah. Thanks.
Guys watched Upgrade the movie?
No, I have not.
What the hell movie is it?
We're in the United States. We only have it's like the Model T car. We get one flavor. It's corporations or corporations. And that's it. And sometimes like a fake, I don't know, reality TV show.
It's on Netflix.
What's it rated?
Hang on. I pressed too many buttons.
I'm good at that. I still think it's funny you're wearing a Michigan hat when your kids are like going to state.
Oh, it was for the article. Okay, hang on. We'll change it back.
Now you just offended like half the people watching.
Go green. Now you're supposed to say go white.
No, I don't watch sports. I remember I like numbers.
I just told you what to say, man.
I don't know how to follow instructions. So I started a company.
Upgrade. Here it is.
I mean, geez, Razor Core knows that. I tried like working with the guy and that didn't work out. That's why I'm worried if the business ever goes south. It's like, man, I'd make a terrible employee.
Upgrade. It's an hour and 39 minutes, 2018. Logan Marshall Green, Betty Gabriel, Simon Maiden. After a violent mugging leaves him paralyzed, the man receives a computer chip implant that allows him to control his body and get his revenge. Is that the movie, Valley?
It's like AI chip that gets brain surgery for you. Yeah, okay.
Main character can find his wife's killer.
I
think Elon got his idea for
I've heard about that one. I haven't
Neuralink
seen it yet,
right
though.
there, baby.
My problem is I've got 3 kids and the oldest one is 10, so I'm like pretty well versed in being able to quote My Little Pony and Bluey and what's the PJ Masks, like.
Have you watched all the My Little Pony though?
Yeah, all 8 seasons. She got,
even
she's got
even the
universe.
ones where they go through the portal and they become like
Oh,
people.
the teenagers. Yeah, I always saw those. I
Yeah.
don't really remember it because I was kind of foaming at the mouth and somewhat drooling. And it's like the Despicable Me where he's like spinning around on the record. How do you like it? How do you like it?
Okay, tell you what, Vele, I will watch this, and the next stream I will give you my report, my
Unadulterated opinion.
my opinion. Yeah,
Movie
my
reviews.
my
with
review.
Brian.
That's what it is.
Movie
my
reviews
review.
with Brian. Look at this Anthropic. They're at $1 trillion. Good googly muggly.
And yet they're not for profit. So says Elon Musk.
How do you do that? How you are not for profit worth $1 trillion?
He lost that lawsuit, by the way. Elon.
Yeah. And they skyrocketed after that.
Because what's his name again? Why can't I think of his name? Him. That
Aikman?
guy. Bank. Yeah. No.
I was talking about Claude.
Ah.
You'll think about it right after we stop the stream.
Anthropic's CEO, because Elon gave him the money, right, to do this. But he came back and said, yeah, that was the beginning of it. But now it doesn't make sense for the company anymore.
Oh, man. They got a paywall on this one. I can't find it. Oh, well.
Claim your offer.
I don't want to claim my offer. I get enough offers.
Which one of you is more likely to get Neuralink?
Me.
I think
But it
me.
won't be implanted in me.
How's that supposed to work?
Wireless. I'll get irradiated so I never have cancer. I'm constantly in chemo.
Okay. You just have an exosuit this you can move yourself around in.
Can you imagine that? Hey, daddy's home.
Okay, I think the better question then is which one of us is most likely to get paralyzed doing something stupid? So, because you could fall off one of your ladders, you could
That might
run
be
yourself.
me. I'm
You could
remodeling still.
run yourself over with that giant tractor you got.
Yeah.
I could run my head into the boards playing hockey.
But that's a really kind of an interesting comparison because I'm remodeling a house and like doing crazy things with spray foam and tractors and all that. But Brian plays hockey and he's in his 50s. That's a hard bet. Like if you were a Wall Street trader, right, you could almost do like a stock symbol trade on that. See if you put it or short it, and maybe do a call. Find out which way you think it'll go.
Maybe we put that in our Kajabi. We'll have a running
running bet.
Yeah.
Who's gonna biff it first?
Who's most likely to injure themselves?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think that's all I got for today. So we're going to do the Kajabi. We'll get all that ironed out for you guys. Probably talk about that a little bit more next week. And then I think we're going to look at those stocks, take a look at what's out there and see what those symbols say.
And it's June.
Yeah, and it's June. It's going to be month 50. Month 50. I hope to try to get it above $400 a month. I hope to get there.
Yep, we will. Man, we should do the stream outside because this is like beautiful finally.
Yeah. And I got to do month end. Start a company, they said.
I did say that. You're not going to be happy unless you're running your own company.
I am happier. I will give it that. I am happier.
I was right.
You were right. You were right.
Somebody clip that quick.
We don't have enough customers though. We need more customers. I appreciate everybody for watching. It was a little bit longer stream than I expected. If you've got
talked
stocks,
way more than you expected.
I did. My headache went away. The aspirin thing worked.
No, you needed the stream. Stream helped. Therapy. Stream therapy.
Just talking, wiggle the jaw around. That's what did it.
Yep.
We'll come back next week. If you guys got stocks that you want us to look at, we will do so. At least until we get so many suggestions that we can't do it. So for now, take advantage of what you can. We're going to try to get the portfolio above $400 a month in passive income by the end of the month. If not this month, it'll be next month. It depends on what we buy. This is why we're watching the Fed so closely. If the Fed decides to raise rates, that's going to be a pretty big drag on stocks, and especially companies that are heavily leveraged. So what we're probably going to be looking for at the end of this month and even the next couple months is companies that are a little bit more cash flow and operating margin flush than we typically look for. Rumble is an example of a stock that we bought that has no margin. They have no margin. So we're going to be looking at these things because I don't. There's more negative potentials for the market than there are positive right now. If you were talking to me in like 2019, I would have said that it's more positive than negative. Anything after 2022 would have been negative. And I still can't believe how long it's been going on. But the housing market did that too. After the dot-com bubble crashed, it was like 2004 to 2008, finally hit it. But maybe
we
not.
talked to you 21 or 22, you'd have thought it would have crashed by now.
Yeah,
like, why is it
should've-
not crashed?
It should have been last fall. Maybe it'll be this fall. I don't have that crystal ball, so we're trying to position ourselves so that we'll be doing okay regardless. And first against the floor, like we want to make sure that we're not damaging ourselves in the event of a worst case scenario. So yeah, we're not going to go for the $10,000 or 10,000% gain stock, but it's going to be more protected. That's what we're hoping for. So
Yep. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us once again in this spicy, fun-filled stream. We appreciate it.
Star Wars.
Yeah. And as long as you stick around and you like the Star Wars talk, I got a lot of it. So, and anything else, like I like talking about a lot of other things too. So we could do that. And of course, if you think about it, go ahead and subscribe and like and all those things. Help us out. And once we get Kajabi, we'll give you a tour of that and see if we can make that our home base for everything Dividend Dudes.
Yeah. I got one parting thought. So before we all go, I want everybody to wonder if we did get the Wi-Fi's guile, the Wi-Fi's? Okay, I can say
Wi-Files.
the Wi-Files guy. If we do get him to do a collab with us and he sits down and conspiracy theories these stocks, what are the chances that you think he brings in that tinfoil hat goldfish and that smile is real? It's a real
Click the bell
fish.
icon. Yes.
No, we don't answer. Don't answer. This has got to think about it for next week.
Think about them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Because
As
I've seen him on other channels because he does do collabs. So I could tell you whether or not the goldfish actually shows up.
Don't do it next week.
I'm
It's
not.
a cliffhanger.
I'm not doing
This
it.
is going to
the
make our
cliffhanger.
channel explode, Brian.
Tune in
it's
Friday.
The goldfish. The goldfish
Tune
is going to
in
do it.
Friday to learn.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. As always,
Happy investing.
happy investing.